disappointing to me, and it's sad, but at the same time, you know, just, once again, all the detractors, they said this was going to happen, and they were right.
Holy shit, Phil. The detractors.
They were right.
Holy shit, Phil. Your detractors.
They were right.
Holy shit, Phil. Do you hear yourself right now?
They were right.
Like, we totally fucked him.
Oh, fuck all that noise. Get you a bottle of gin from Total Wine. Fire up your TV. Drink your gin. Drink your gin. Consequences have actions, Pep. Here's what you gotta do. Drink your gin. Drink a Pepsi later on. Play your fucking WB champions. Consequences have actions, Pep.
Holy shit, Phil. The detractors.
They were right.
Holy shit, Phil. Your detractors.
They were right.
Holy shit, Phil. Do you hear yourself right now?
They were right.
Like, we totally fucked him. Stop being a fucking victim. You fucking bitch. You fucking asshole. Own your shit. Own your shit. Own it. Holy shit, Phil. The detractors.
They were right.
Bitch. Holy shit, Phil. Your detractors.
They were right.
Bitch. Holy shit, Phil. Do you hear yourself, bitch?
They were right.
Like, we totally fucked him. You're still on mission 1. No, I'm not gonna let you lie. I know you're lying. I'm gonna pick on you. I know you're lying. Being dishonest and begging for money and people wanting justice. He is not a real person. He is not genuine. He is not honest. He's a scammer. I just see a scammer.
They were right.
Holy shit, Phil. The detractors.
They were right.
Holy shit, Phil. Your detractors.
They were right.
Holy shit, Phil. I just see a scammer. Begging. Like, we totally fucked him. Alright, I'm done. I'm done. I understand everything now. I know why there's this hate wave on him, and it's been on him for years. It's because of this bullshit.
Meerkat Mall.
That being said, hello. This is Phil Burnell. All right. And just wanted to tell you I love the podcast. That being said, big ups. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, relaxing, chill, interactive, fun. A.L. Team Insider, the legend, fantastic Mr. Sam, the dentist, Steve to the dead, psychological style host. Get well soon, man. Meerkat, artistic style host. That being said, which vest is podcast best? That being said, which vest is podcast best?
If there was ever meaningful content, it's being produced right here on That Being Said.
Oh, fuck this. I can't hear anything.
Meerkat saying a dirty word here. Hope you're back, Meerkat.
There he goes, and he's out of here. He's gone.
Yeah, after saying that, I would be as well.
We're gonna get canceled for that one, boys.
Oh, boy.
We're gonna get canceled. Anyways, what's up, everybody? We are here, and it is time. What a week it's been. This is kind of like our unofficial ending for the week for us here. All the great times we've had, all the memories we've made. Now is the time for us to put it to bed. Finally, once and for all. It's not like there's a June interview coming on Phil's channel next week or anything, right? I mean, this topic is done, right?
And I guess he's never going to talk about mobile games or money or detractors ever again, too. So this is really it for all of us, I guess.
Yep. So I hope you enjoyed it. Meerkat, are you back with us?
I think so, yes. Everything is back online.
You are back. You are back. You are back. What's up, everybody? So, Steve, and you are back in here as well. Initial thoughts, please. Go ahead. Yes. How is the back, by the way? How is the back now that you are back?
Kind of. Started doing some more exercises that involve a bit more movement, and it's very weird to feel it moving at the base of your spine, but I can feel it moving as I'm walking. It's really weird.
Okay, sounds hype. Interesting. But have you tried swaying? That's the
no, I have not. No. Do I have to do the T-pose thing as well while I'm doing it, or can I just...
Y? A few letters are possible, but you got to pick one. I've heard that.
What kind of air are you breathing?
Ooh.
Not healing enough, I believe. Can't really get healing air on the
That's
NHS.
an issue. Anyways, we got a lot of stuff to get to. So today we're going to go through just what happened, the pre-stream of yesterday, and then I got a lot of like kind of little things from the debunk that I kind of want to make sure we comment on if we'd like, just to kind of get it in the record as our as our coverage of the debunk and this interview and the documentary ends here. But I guess we should start today with well, I guess let's start with the old Mr. Matoker, I guess, is a fun place to start.
What?
Yep, go ahead,
I have one better. Since you just noticed, you just mentioned there's going to be a June the King interview on the prestigious Level 1 podcast. Well, our boy, Mr. Dark, posted up on the X platform a request from his audience, his loyal subjects. And what he said was... Me and June the King on the Level 1 podcast, Friday the 15th. Shower this post with fan art to be used for this epic, unprecedented event. The King commands it, LOL. And I just want us to go through the high-quality, meaningful fan art people posted. It's definitely worth the attention.
So he's got 101 responses here. So let's see. Well, first, my favorite is stop saying felted. You have never played poker in your entire life and have no idea what the word even means. You literally stole it from another show. Have some originality for once, you insane dinosaur. So
since you posted this, I'll say it 10 times at tomorrow's broadcast.
Oh, I hate to be that guy right now. Holy felted, brother. Oh my god.
That guy got felted.
Jesus.
Big ups to Great White Hype. We're posting the entire King's Manifesto. The entire incel manifesto has been leaked in the response.
That's stupid. This will not this will not fit on a thumbnail. Okay.
He said,
changed since then.
The King's response was, if this even is me, which it is, I know you'd like to put some doubt in people's minds, but it is.
So still lying. Still pretending like a verifiable, like traceable things are not him. That's very cool.
Yes. Okay. Sound good? So Philip said. So Philip at least read it. I mean, that confirms he at least read. He probably skimmed a few words, but yeah. So he read the Incel Manifesto, which is hype. If this is even is me, it's from 20 years ago. So yeah, I guess we should just ignore it. All right.
There's more than one reply to that.
Oh,
there's more than one reply to him saying so.
Okay, let's see. There's 6 responses to this one. Do you have proof it's the King? There's a shit ton of people that could write this. So someone's kind of trying to defend the King. There was no other fill-up.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, we did prove it was you in many, many ways. But all right, cool. You're still saying felted. It's so sad at this point. Yeah. Apologize to your fans for lying to them for 7 years about needing funds for groceries, dishwasher, shower, taxes, all where you're spending W champions. I already did. You must have missed it, dumbass. Felted.
God damn.
I would also request very kindly that at some point we go and we read the comments on that video, because they're giving him the Hogan leg drop right in right in the goatee.
Well, you exposed yourself as a troll and a detractor, because those are all just one guy on 100 sock accounts making very, very long comments. Okay, so go on with that. I don't care.
So we got Jay here, who says, so look, you did have your phone when you did the Super Side Scores interview. You really are a compulsive liar, because remember Philip said that I didn't have that phone at that time, when clearly he did. Now his response is, so it's true when your response is just saying extremism bullshit like, I have 10 phones, all with unique geolocation, so I can fuck with morons like you at will. So then you did lie, because you're not saying I didn't lie. Gotcha. Okay, so that's a lie. After seeing how you react to the doc, you don't deserve to speak to June. You're a jester.
June is speaking with me because I sucked him off for his documentary, okay?
So we got, big ups. We got DSP, the toxic video game guy. That's fan art.
Hey, there's no reply to that one. That's
he
weird.
didn't reply to that one, actually. He didn't get the
That's a
reference,
troll.
I think. Even though he likes the angry video game nerd, but didn't get the reference. How it's going, how it ends, the June doc. This one.
Oh my god.
Oh God. So tell me when we get to a positive fan art, by the way. Let's see.
Sorry, who's the character? Who's the fella in the car there? You recognize that guy?
You must have interacted with this person.
I'm just sort of trying to clarify that for the audience in case someone in the audience.
Snood knows. Could you please reveal? That's why you're here.
That's a guy named Kevin Stiles, if I recall correctly.
Uh-huh.
Famous X app user.
Yes.
Vehement defender of DSP.
And he would say
very prolific GIF user as well.
Oh, definitely.
Very
and would
prolific.
also would say, I think he said like 100 times that Philip does not play WB Champions. He said so in his defense of Philip. So his world has been crashing down, but he doesn't give a shit because, he's been with Philip since the Ask the King, actually. I think we're on like Ask the King 30 or something on Saturday nights. We watch Ask the King, and he's been on there. So he's been a fan for legitimately a decade.
That dude is legitimately in his 50s also. Like he's older than ALT. Imagine that he is older than ALT Insider.
So is DSP, by the way. So is many people. So is Super Scuffer. So is, I'm not sure about Steve of the Dead. I think we found out it wasn't though. But yes, many people are older than me. Newsflash.
Andy Warhol, Andy Kaufman,
Andy Worski. I gotta give this guy credit because he spent years, and he was one of the few people to ever do this. The actual DSP fans in the wild who replied to people making fun of DSP and calling him out for lying. And he was staunchly defending the WWE champion stuff, talking about misinformation. You guys are liars, this and that. And then DSP casually goes out and says, yep, that was actually me. And this guy's whole gimmick just falls apart.
He's still keeping it up, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is. He is. When your whole life is attached to one content creator, it doesn't matter what you hear about him. If you denounce him, that means you're denouncing your whole life, too. It's tough.
I'm going to bring it back to psychology again, because when Prophecy Fails, which studied a cult that predicted the end of the world, and then when the day of the end of the world came and the world didn't end, a bunch of members left, but several of them stayed, and they all doubled down on their beliefs. And you could see this in so many places, and this is just one of them. He's still going, despite Phil, looking down the camera directly into his eyes, saying, I've been lying to you for the past 7 years about everything. And he's still doing it. Incredible.
Yep.
I have a good example of that kind of thinking as well. There's a documentary called, I believe it was called Behind the Curve, that's about the Flat Earth Society. So what they do in the end of this documentary is they have an experiment that they claim scientifically will prove the Earth is flat. And just to summarize that, I'm not going to explain, but it had to do with lasers. So they make the whole thing exactly as they want, and guess what happens? They prove the Earth actually has a curve to it. And then they just can't believe it. It's their whole reality is just falling apart. And then you get this weird mental gymnastics and coping, and the whole documentary just fades out on this, that they will still believe this, even though they themselves proved it wrong.
Like, if you believe something hard enough and for long enough, and you say, holy shit, that's wrong, that means that's a big part of you. You have to look inward and say, holy fuck, man, I was fucked up for many years. And that's tough, man. That's tough to do.
I endured a lot of trolling, and I endured a lot of I made myself look really stupid vehemently defending someone. For nothing, really, for nothing.
I mean, it's tough. I can see how that would be tough, especially when you're dealing with, as Philip would say, people that are hyper-focused, or is that what June said? I can't remember who called who. But, okay, yeah, anyways. As you can see the picture of the lower half of my screen here, let's scroll down.
That's my favorite one. That one is undefeated.
Okay. I love the low effort, but that makes it better. Yeah. Friendship ended with dents. Now Kino Casino is my best friend. Nice. Iwamoto, nice on that one. We have the roller coaster, which is always welcome
That's
in any.
That's a classic. But he's going backwards on it.
We have. Oh God.
No, yeah, he's sitting backwards. Yeah.
He's sitting backwards in the ride, yeah. Look at this. He's there's a Jenna picture on the phone, and Kat is reacting to that. Ocarina of Time 3DS. This is like a fake. Oh, this is some kind of sap. It's like a fake fan art one, like a legitimate trying to be a fake fan art one.
This is a Derek style fan art.
I genuinely thought it was Derek. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, we have Autism Strong reaction. Okay. We have John Rambo saying, "Ifilder, spend it on something useful. Save it."
No.
Yes, is that candles? I think. Nice. Or is it quilts? I'm not sure what's supposed to be predicted there.
Have to get candle above your nasal scent line, was it?
Yeah, for maximum permeation.
Maximum permeation. Yeah. Above your nose line.
Oh my God!
He's taking his wife to Yankee Candle.
Be awesome one is saying that literally was a Derek one. That is not. Sav did not make this. This was a real
is it
Derek
full
one.
Screen? Maybe full screen it because it might be clipping off like the Derek Loves Lima at the bottom or something.
I know.
There's got to be something Derek involved in there. I love the PNG check reports.
Do you remember the was it Sea of something? The pirate one.
Sea of Stars.
No, not Sea of Stars.
Oh.
It was
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. That's it. Yeah. Where it was just like a square cutout of his head, but it was terrible.
Yeah. Oh,
it's one of my favorite worst fan art because it's
shout outs to Kid Flim making an appearance here himself. Shout outs to you. Impotent Rage. Let's see. We have. Oh my God!
That one's cool.
This? Yeah, let me get this bigger. Is that like?
That's 3D. That's not in Blender.
No, I'm pretty sure these are ceramic or like actually
3D
physically
printed.
made.
Oh my
God! Yeah, I've seen it on the person's account. He makes them and paints them. So, like,
I want one of those.
Yeah, damn. You're demonstrating some
candle holder.
whooping great ego. I like that exact. I like that exact. If I were you, I keep that exact. If I were you, that sort of big headedness can be a right turnoff. I don't get this one from Kid Flip. Maybe it's a British style reference. Yeah.
So.
We only have 25% British style today, so Steve, can you outweigh?
Oh, I'm not getting that one.
Okay.
I'm afraid. Apologies.
Okay, we got that. We got that. We got this. Okay. As you can see, it keeps going. As you can see.
God.
Oh,
there you go.
Shouldn't I spend it all on Hogan's? In legal trouble? Better call Saul. Saul Goutman. Oh, God. What's that?
Jesus.
Disturbing. God.
How do you get that angle?
I'm not sure that's not a frame from one of DSP's streams, though. I see it's a little bit edited, but like,
dude, that's absolutely spherical. Someone put the sphere thing on there. Come on, you can't see. Oh, shout outs to Pingu. Always a Pingu fan.
Is that a?
Wow.
Okay. Oh, come on. What the fuck is this?
That face map's on pretty well, dude.
Can you see? Yo, they're straight up trolling you because this was posted 4 minutes ago. While we were reading these.
You're
Get
pissed.
out of here. If I see
the one below it, though?
Yeah, let's see the one below. This is the classic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the classic. People are adding now. Oh, Snortomania 1. We have the level 1. Oh, God.
Oh, that guy's a troll. Don't look at that one.
All right, we can't make this to look at the responses podcast where Derek Imp. All right, we can't make this to look at responses Look at that. He's playing champions. Oh, God.
ABS reacts.
As you can see, this goes all
Hey, there you go.
This goes forever. There. Oh, Jake James Lugo.
Okay.
Derek's birthday. Catherine. Okay, we'll stop it. We're stopping right there. But some great responses to that. All right, big ups everybody, except for that one.
And you know what's really fun about this? That ever since he got the check mark, the paid verification, most of these people probably didn't get blocked because he is so starving for the the revenue and the engagement because he knows they're gonna keep replying to him.
He's been on a blocking spree the last couple of days.
Really?
Notably, someone who was not complaining, pointing out that she had not been blocked by him through 2 years of replying to him was suddenly blocked like yesterday, and another female style detractor was blocked yesterday. So it's kind of like DSP. I think maybe Cat's looking through his phone and just seeing who's replying.
Anecdotally, but I think it's harder to get blocked if you're a female. He never knows when he might need to slip into your DMs for OBS if Cat ever leaves. He want to keep those avenues open. He might have to do it.
Keeping those new wife applications open.
All right, so let's get to the. It's not here anymore because DSP deleted it. But Philip did say on his Twitter to Sir Matoker, I'll read it here. The message to Sir Matoker was, hey, Sir Matoker, his new name. I want to formally, here it is. I want to formally extend the olive branch. This last month has been crazy. And I feel I'll be making a grave error if I did not have a conversation with you before it's too late. Because you're dying. I hope you're feeling better. And I learned how to use Discord. Let's do it.
And I learned how to use Discord, mommy.
Bro. Let me start off by saying that, he said grave error. I get it. I'm 1,000% sure Jim would have nothing against this and he wouldn't get offended or whatever.
Definitely not. Yes.
But the whole angle of this, I'm getting, it smells to me like, hey man, I know you're dying and all, but before you go, can you please come on my show and apologize and say that I'm not as bad as you made me out to seem? Thanks.
You'd hate to have some lingering regrets before you pass into the afterlife, right? I don't want you to become a ghost and be haunting the damn place.
It wouldn't be the sort of thing I'd want to confess on my deathbed. You're lying there, your last moments, your family leaning close, and you go, I wish I'd spoken to DSP.
I was wrong. I was wrong about Phil.
If I'm saying, if Philip made, grave uppercase and said before it's too late uppercase, and all right, okay, you understand Phillips understands the connection, decides to do a little joke towards Jim or something, because Jim's made fun of Philip for how many years now? There's 8-hour compilations of Sir Metoker making fun of Philip. And then you kind of, and I think Jim himself would be like, you know what, all right, DSP, that was funny, or whatever. He wouldn't take offense to it at all. But Philip's does not have the comedic skills for that. So he just is not thinking. He's just an idiot. So, don't mistake malice for stupidity. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Right.
It is
and I'm
stupid.
sure you're going to get into this. I'm sure you're going to get into this later, but he was reacting to it, sort of the detractor's reaction, as if we were mad that he was being insensitive to Metoker, right? Mm-hmm. But it's actually that we're just laughing at someone could be so thoughtless and so insensitive to use
exactly.
To say stuff like, we should kill this beef between us, bury it 6 feet under.
We hit that thing with some chemo. It didn't go that far, but Anyways,
this beef has been a malignant tumor growing between us.
Oh, God. See, that takes some comedic timing and skill, but unfortunately, our boy doesn't have that. So he takes to this, as you might expect.
Well, since a ton of my detractors decided to, of course,
negatively dump on my post from last night because of wording, which wasn't intentional, but can definitely be seen as insensitive, I deleted the post. I'll rephrase and try not to be offensive. Sorry for being dumb. So which is it? Are we sorry for being dumb, or are you pissed at detractors because they decided to negatively dump on it? You know what I mean? It can't really be both, right? Kind of be one or the other.
Exactly.
Stupid post.
And also, this guy is crying about Twitch getting woke and all these businesses getting woke and all these video games getting woke. And then he bends the knee to people saying that his tweets might be seen as offensive from somebody who might even pretend to be offended just for the sake of a laugh.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very based behavior, by the way.
Extremely. Philip will tell you he's based. Many times he did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That response was based. I didn't clip it, but I was like, oh, God. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell a business style announcement. We have a new song premiering at the end of the show. On the way out, we'll play. This is a song by the extremely prestigious band In Wank, and it's Bye Bye Bye. And you've heard of NSYNC. This is NWANK, okay? And it's the Wolverine Doll, myself, Darkside Drill, and Bob Starsky releasing a new song at the end of this stream. Get ready for that. It is very hype, called Bye Bye Bye. And it's about Philip being bullied into sadly, in his own words, being sad about banning Derek, the PDF file. But anyways, here's Philip's rephrasing for clarity. I would like to formally invite Sir Mediker to a discussion when he is well and ready.
Okay.
Via whatever method is preferred, I've opened myself up to discussions, and now I understand he's wanted to do one for a while. Get well soon, and best wishes.
Get well soon. Get well soon, buddy.
Your bones are easily shatterable, and your blood is riddled with cancer. I will get well soon. Hope you here. I sent you a get well card in the mail.
Yeah, you should move to Seattle, get some Seattle air. Good point, Trevor.
Good point.
That would help.
Also, while we're on Twitter,
Yes.
we've officially just entered, well, not entered, but we are in the Vest Streak 2.0. If you see the 2 latest tweets, it's all about the fucking streak.
Oh, wow.
Let's
I
keep
didn't
the
see
streak
this.
going.
Get those kills.
Is this a Beck tweet then? Do you think that counts as a Beck tweet?
Ooh.
This guy is, and I'm not joking, it's a repeat of the Vest Streak. We mention it like every 10 minutes. And yesterday was peak because it was the first day in a while where he just did no drama. And he came back to his regular boring bullshit.
Yep.
And it was, man, like we're probably going to watch some clips of it. But it was aggressively implying that the streak is going to end now and being like, oh, man, you know what would piss off my trolls? It would totally felt them if the streak continued. Because all my trolls want right now is for the streak to end and for me to lose.
That's the new thing.
The cycle has just returned to the first position. Now we're back to beg tweets. We're back to being scared. We're back to being nervous about streaks ending. It's just now, except he's not trying to downplay his abrasiveness. Now he's trying to lean into the abrasiveness. So it's a risky gambit. We'll see how it plays off for him.
Yes, and just like the Best Streak 1.0, it becomes more about the trolls hating it than him. Like it becomes less about liking the content and more about hating the trolls. Guys, let's stick it to these trolls, guys. Y'all don't give a shit if you care about my content. Let's stick it to the trolls, all right? Let's felt them. You know what I mean? That's
I know
the
this
only
isn't
reason.
this isn't very interesting, guys. But even if you're not interested, wouldn't you love to see some strangers that I made up be mad? I mean, I'm not going to show you them being mad, but I can tell you that they're mad later. So
They are seething and coping. But anyways, we're
While we're on it, we can just watch the thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Send it in the Discord with the timestamp. Thanks to Raw Phil for having the timestamp for that. Because you guys noticed that OP Boon timestamps are no longer available? I stopped seeing them.
No.
Yeah. They might still be there, but I don't see the comments. Maybe DSP is just so positive with his newfound popularity that he just gets so many comments and the timestamps are just lost. But they don't exist anymore.
All right. This is only 3 minutes, but I want to see this. I didn't see any of this yesterday yet. So more house appliances broken? What's broken?
oh my god, no! You gotta listen. You gotta listen to it. You have to listen to him tell the
so all this
story.
is happening. A very stressful, tiring day. And so it's the end of the day, and I'm sitting down, and I'm reading messages. I'm getting messages all day about.
Sorry for pausing, but if you haven't heard this about the appliances, you can go back. It's a pretty short segment, and it's kind of funny.
Whatever they want there, fuck them, right? So then last night,
I missed this yesterday. What
I
was
was about to go
so
to sleep,
stressful?
I was pooped because
what was so stressful the day off?
Well, it's
yesterday
like
was a
day
very
off,
tiring day for me. As my day off, basically my wife and I tried to compact a bunch of things into the day again, and it didn't work out very well. Like for example, it was so hot outside. We were originally gonna go out and have a fun day, and we didn't. Like we didn't even go out because it was too hot. It was 95 degrees here.
Okay,
what are you gonna do? Run a marathon? What are you doing tomorrow? Going to Best Buy? Going to PetSmart?
Who the fuck goes out when it's nice out? Yeah, whoever thought of that? Why would you do that? Why would you go out in the warm weather?
Just before we move past this, just listen to what the words that he said. It was too hot, so we were going to go out, but then we didn't. Okay. Okay.
And like we didn't even go. It was so hot outside. We were originally gonna go out and have a fun day, and we didn't. Like we didn't even go out.
Okay.
Because it was too hot. It was 95
How was that
degrees
stressful
here.
then? You didn't go anywhere.
And, like you're not gonna go out and have fun. You're just gonna be sweating bullets. But I still had to go do errands and stuff. And I did. When I came home, I was so tired.
Ah, I got it. That means Kat didn't go with him. Kat
Correct.
didn't go. I still did everything, but Kat stayed home because it's too hot. We have to have an excuse
too
why
hot
she
for
doesn't
my-
want to do stuff. Yeah. We have to have an
So
excuse
just
why she
again,
doesn't want to do stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
It's like you can't actually listen to this guy and pay attention to the words he's saying without noticing just huge discrepancies in what he says. And this is not like a moment where he gets exposed for doing something, but it's just like he says, we didn't go out. And then in the next segment, in the next sentence, he just says, yeah, I went out and I came back. It's like, man, which one is it?
And why are you lying about it? Like, why would you make that up right there? Like, what's the point of that?
Yeah, that's just
But
one
it's
of those
also-
cases
it's also-
like lying to lie. Like you don't even have to lie about this. Like, well, Kat wasn't feeling like it. It was a little hot, and she decided to stay home. End of it. Right?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
insane.
but it's also one of those things that, right, like on its own, it doesn't seem that big, but when you like add it to the wider context of like his situation with Kat and how she's not going out and seeing people, it's like, why didn't she go out? Why isn't she coming out with you? You know, it just makes it look worse.
All right, I want to see this.
And we did some house cleaning, and a lamp that we have that hangs above our dining room table broke and almost crashed onto the table. So I had to disassemble the lamp so that it doesn't do that. And now
Almost
it looks like we have to get a new
crashed.
ceiling lamp, which is fine. It's not a big deal. The ceiling lamp had been there for over a decade. I'm sure it was there when I moved in. So we're thinking about getting like a new fan for the dining room to circulate air down there.
Fan.
How does this actually happen though?
Great
like,
question.
Think about it. What are the logistics behind a lamp that exists and has existed for years just breaks and almost falls on the table? It's almost like you're just making up a thing.
Like,
Or
You're just making up a thing.
Like
Or you're
sometimes,
telling
like-
a story in a different way so that the truth doesn't, so that when, like, you don't have to tell the truth, which is a even crazier and more regarded story than whatever made up lie you're making up right now.
It's like almost fell on the table. Sounds like it's Mission Impossible. He had to run. Whoa, there's the fan. Jumped and caught it, from hitting the table. Really what happened is it probably like, let's say you got a lamp and sometimes it can come off a little bit. Just a little bit, and you push it back in, screw it in, and you're done.
I did my research on this, and I looked at one of the condo tour videos, and it actually is one of those dangling. It's not a chandelier, but it's like a light fixture that's hanging from the ceiling, right?
Like pool light.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a bar light. Or something. Yeah.
Correct. And so even less likely to break because there's one point of fixture at the ceiling and it's just a single strand. Like, how does how does a hanging lamp, number one, break, and then number two, break and then almost crash into the dinner table?
See, again, it's like another one of those things that, like, on its own, it doesn't seem too bad, but then in the wider context of the state of his house and like how everything's breaking, it just looks worse now.
Yeah,
his house is falling apart.
But anyway, so all this is happening. Very stressful, tiring day.
Extremely.
And so at the end of the day, I'm sitting down. And I'm reading messages. I'm getting messages all day about how the week went, how the React went. People thought about the interview. People are DMing me back about possible future collaborations and stuff.
Right.
And basically, I remembered. I was like, oh yeah, wasn't it like 2-3 weeks ago when originally it was Kino Casino that I reached out to Mr. Medicare on Twitter and said, hey,
okay, explain the Medicare shit.
Make a wish effort for me. But
dude, I think he thinks
He
it's
did
real.
not just call it that.
Yes,
I
he
thought
did.
It was a meme. He thinks it's real. I think. Hold on. Let's just hear it one more time. I really think he thinks it's real. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
To his credit, I did watch the whole pre-stream from yesterday. Later on, he admits it was a joke. But that could have as well been somebody in his chat just saying like, "LOL, you thought that was for real?" And then him being like, okay.
That feels like a retcon. He's done that before loads. If I did this thing and you believe me, then you're an idiot because I was obviously joking.
Very Andy Warholian.
Doesn't that make his comments even worse though? Then, because if he thought it was a Make-A-Wish thing, you wouldn't say grave error and before it's too late. I mean,
weird.
Hey, like Machi's a famous athlete. Hey, kid, you want to come to the training camp quick? I know you don't have too much time left. You don't want to make a grave error before it's too late, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Reached out to Mr. Medicare on Twitter and said, hey, you should. Phil says he's willing to talk with you in an interview or whatever. Would you be up to it? And he responded and basically said, it's nice that these guys are trying to do a Make-A-Wish effort for me, but
okay, hold on.
No. We need legit. That's legit.
He thinks that Medicare thinks that it's a Make-A-Wish Foundation thing for him to have Phil speak to him. Imagine that. Imagine you being a dying little kid and Darkside Phil walks into your fucking hospital room to entertain you for the last precious hours of your life with a single pre-stream.
Why John Rambo?
How little does he know about Mr. Medicare and Sir Matoker, I should say, because
I don't think he has the faintest idea.
He said shit way worse than even the Kino Casino Bros have said in his past. Of course, it was a different time before he was the king, of course, but. I don't think that's good. I mean, I hope this happens more than all the rest, by the way. DSP and Sir Matoker would be something. That's not going to be
hear all the hospital beepings in the back of the interview.
That's not going to be Keem 2.0, let me tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Nurses coming in and out.
Matoker's not doing that, so, but all right.
Because of my cancer, so I'm going to try to recover and we'll get back on my feet and then we'll figure it out, right? And that was several weeks ago, at least 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, so you should be better by now.
I'm gonna go past the Matokers thing. We got a lot to get to. I'm gonna get to the streak thing. So real quick. I want to hear this question. What will you do with the streak money?
And soon, what will you do with the money? Vacation, stocks, and bonds. A few things. Like number one, our dishwasher has been broken for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And also, it looks like our washer and dryer are conking out. Like, no lie, yesterday.
Oh, no!
Conking
out. Oh, no, he's talking about the lamp again.
So I had to climb onto the dining room table to disassemble this lamp because we don't have a ladder high enough to reach it. So I had to be on the table. They were like, oh, we got to wash everything.
Why would you need a ladder? You didn't do anything around the house. You don't need a ladder, man. Just...
But there's a pair of ladders right next to me.
Yeah.
That's on the table. So we took off the tablecloth and everything. We throw it in the washer. The washer says uneven load.
Huh?
Uneven load.
Oh my God.
It was like placemats, the tablecloth, and a few clothes for my wife. How the fuck?
Yeah. So that would definitely happen if you put a placemat that's huge as shit in there with other stuff. That can happen because one thing carries a fuck ton of water. One thing carries a fuck ton of water. One doesn't. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Typically washers and dryers aren't made for circus tents, extra large tarps, parachutes, that kind of thing.
What could it be?
I get where you're going with that.
So
I will not give you the payoff.
Definitely, the washer dryer are wearing out now. So literally, we're thinking some of this extra stuff that I've made in the last month is going to go towards fixing or replacing some of this
extra stuff.
He's complained. There are like 10 results for an even load. He's been complaining about this since April.
Yep.
It only seems to happen when you, Phil, put stuff in the washer. So maybe it's an operator issue. I don't know.
Makes sense.
For ages, that's been sitting around in disrepair. And I think dishwasher, washer, dryer are probably the big three things. And like I said, maybe we're gonna get a fan.
Okay.
For the
so he's already made way more. He's already made way more than all those things cost. Extra, by the way.
Definitely.
So yep.
Room now because the lamp is broken.
Yep. Go ahead.
Just a quick snooty theory here. This is the actual story of what happened with the lamp crashing down. The lamp didn't crash down. DSP's wife is getting too sweaty having to sit downstairs and cry all day. So she's asked Phil to install a ceiling fan in the dining room. Phil tried to do it, and you can guess the rest. He broke it trying to take it off, made a bunch of drywall all over the place, tried to install the fan. That didn't work. You saw him try to put up the foam.
I don't think he would even attempt to install a ceiling fan.
No.
I can't see him.
Wouldn't he?
You know what?
Yeah.
This makes a lot more sense than a fan or a lamp that just exists on the ceiling. Just randomly, I assume it exploded or something, and then almost fell.
But yeah, that's insane too. Just think it randomly started, almost hit the kitchen table, but I don't know. He's not trying to put that shit up himself.
See, the thing that sticks out to me is that he didn't try to blame it on Kat, and normally when he's broken something, he tries to blame it on Kat. So I think it is more likely that the lamp did collapse and fall a bit from the ceiling, and I think that's because the ceiling's just rotting away now. His whole house is falling apart.
So damage from the shower.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
that's
mold
it.
everywhere.
It's not super exciting stuff that you guys are going to be able to see on stream.
Or
It's likely that nothing even happened to the lamp, and he just wants to get a fan.
Yeah,
In which
exactly.
case, why don't you just say, "I want to get a fan," and then just buy a fan?
That's the real thing.
I'll bet the bulb went. That was it. Like, you know,
the
it's probably like
bulb?
one of the bar lights at last day. No, the bulb goes, and he thinks, "I need to replace the lamp now."
Okay, well, I'll just unplug this lamp, yank it out of the ceiling.
Yeah, it's broken now.
It's gonna help a lot. All right, it really is. This support you guys have given me in the last month has been tremendously helpful, and it's gonna help a ton. And I really appreciate you guys. And by the way, I will tell you too. If and when we make these improvements,
if and when.
Oh, thanks.
I'll let you know because you're a part of it, guys.
If and when.
If
there's still if.
Oh, so now they're a part of it. Yeah. When they ask about the money and where it goes, it's none of your business. But when I've got like things I need to pay for, now you're a part of it.
God, his chat is slowly turning against him, isn't it? Look, I see 3 detractor messages that could be detractor messages. How have these things not been handled already? Which is a good question. Great question to you, sir. Another one says, "Stop bringing up detractors, Phil, or I'm done." Which is from someone I've seen in chat before. Not a guarantee, could be a LARPer for sure. But,
you might be thinking of someone named Jake Likes Cats.
Oh,
who is a
different one.
Yeah, an old troll.
And then we have it's going to WWE Champions is another one. But yeah, go ahead, Meerkat.
Literally, Jade has started turning against him because Jade has been one of the few extremely vocal people talking against all the drama and all the bullshit ass reacting that's been going on. Because Jade, the guy just likes having fun, looking at some video games and shit, chilling. And what DSP has done recently is anything but chill. So, his core audience has started going against him, and he started seeing, the fall off in quality. So there's 2 things he can do. He can try and jump the shark for some more clout, or he can start appealing back to his core audience, which he started doing yesterday, basically.
Yeah, because,
it's comments have. I know we're jumping ahead.
Oh, yeah, comments have. Yeah, his YouTube comments are way more negative than before. Yep.
And those are the ones he's letting through. Imagine what the ones that he's deleting are saying.
Oh, there's it's an avalanche on that Craig video he put up where Craig, mask off. And it's just an avalanche of negative. It's like, dude, you look like a bitch. Because obviously, if anyone with a brain can see he looks like a bitch, taking the ball and going home. But he let him up for some reason. I guess he wants it's the new DSP. I'm letting all negative opinions in. But he's still defending himself, though, in many cases. You didn't watch the whole thing? That was he systematically berated me for 1.5 years or attacked me. But, yeah.
Just really quickly, one last comment about that. I do notice that the list of priorities for things that need to get fixed are dryer, dishwasher, washer, ceiling fan. Shower is noticeably off that list.
Yeah. Well, you only use that once a week, so who needs that?
Oh, right. Yeah.
You don't need that so much.
Also, they got multiple showers, so it's not a problem.
Definitely.
Good point.
All right, so let's go to the end of the streak thing that Meerkat was watching the very beginning here.
We kind of skipped over the whole segment where he talks about the tweet because that's the fun part.
Okay, I got it.
That's the actual meat of this segment.
Talk shit about no matter where. It could be here. It could be on his end. It could be on a third-party neutral show like Kino Casino. It doesn't matter where it happens. I don't care. It's not about me monetizing it or anything like that.
Okay.
I just feel like it's the right thing to do. Like people are telling me, dude, this would be the ultimate positive thing you should do. You should do it.
Real quick.
But you don't feel that it's the right thing to do. You're just being told that it's the right thing to do.
He literally said that earlier. He literally said that earlier in this speech, too. I'm being told that this is the right thing to do, so I'm going to do it. I don't feel that it's the right thing to do. They told me this is what I should do, so I'm going to do it.
And you don't understand why it's the right thing to do.
This is what Kino Casino themselves were way behind this from the very beginning. Remember, that was one of the first persons they said is you should interview Summer Toker. That was one of the first names they ever even brought up for this new let's interview people thing before Keemstar even said to do it, which when he really took action.
I want to do it. So I actually tweeted out to him directly last night, right before I went to sleep. And I said, basically the way I said it, I guess people have taken offense, or did they? Because you can't tell anymore. Like I said, my detractors have been all over me for the last 2 days.
Not what I said.
Shit on me. Everything I say is wrong, right? So the original tweet was worded in a way that I was like, I said basically I think it would be a grave mistake if I didn't do this. If I didn't reach out to you and say, hey, let's do this. Let's have the conversation that everyone seems to want us to have. And I think that we should do it before it's too late.
And what does that mean, sir?
I said,
What's too late mean in this case?
I've learned how to use Discord myself. And then basically I posted it, and immediately people said he doesn't use Discord.
He acts like he got some certification to be a rocket scientist. Like, I have learned how to do Discord myself, actually.
I've received my Discord training. I graduated bottom of my class, valedictorian.
Fuck.
The thing. So I clarified. I re-quoted her or whatever, and I was like, well, I'll use whatever then. I don't care. That's not what it's about. The point is I'm open and willing to do it, and I wanted to say it myself or whatever. So I go to sleep, and I wake up this morning, and I check, and immediately 5 zillion negative responses, right? How dare you say that? How could you? Because I said grave error.
Yes.
And I said before it's too late.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You kind of get it now?
I'm talking to someone dying of cancer, Phil.
Again,
Yes.
Do you get it yet or not? Are we going to blame detractors here or what?
They're so unhinged. So
yeah,
now
but like I said,
yeah.
I don't think the guy that he was actually talking to would have a problem with any of that.
No.
And as DSP mentioned in his tweet, the detractors were idiots for pointing that out, but then also he went against that logic by deleting the tweet and apologized for being dumb. So he admits a mistake on his part, even though the mistake was pointed out by people who hate him and they're wrong. So which one is it? That's the problem for me.
Yeah. He's calling them dumb.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That was a very theme through the debunk was that same fucking thing where it's not my mistake that I've made. It's that the detractors pointed out my mistake to third parties, let's say, whether that be John Rambo, Machinima, so many cases. That was the case. But
it's kind of more like I like surreptitiously insulted someone or accused someone of being a liar, and then detractors went to the person who I insulted or accused of and told them my insult.
Yep.
Is incredibly offensive. I'm in the wrong, right? No matter how I say it or did it. So first off, in the original response that Medicare had given to the Kino Casino guys back, what was it, about a month ago on Twitter, he literally made the joke. So they're reaching out like it's a Make-A-Wish thing, right?
Okay. He says it's a joke here.
Obviously, he's joking like
that. Phil.
Right?
Yeah, Phil. Quick. Like, do you remember the Howard Stern stuff after Dead Space 2?
Yeah.
And why Howard Stern can make those jokes and you can't? This is a very similar situation. There is a reason why Jim can make those jokes and you can't. How did you not learn from that situation, Philip?
I would even disagree with you on this because I think anybody can make those jokes, at least. But when somebody says that it's inappropriate or whatever, stand on business. If you actually mean to make this joke, then leave the tweet up. Then don't admit to being a dummy or having made a mistake because somebody pointed it out. And just say, I don't regret making the joke. I thought it was funny and I don't care about it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, I get that. But I mean, he's only apologizing because once again, he's been told. He's not gone, oh shit, I realize what I've said and how that might be wrong. Yeah. He's being told that it could.
Yeah, that's true.
And you know what? You can have it both ways where you can just quickly reply to your own tweet and go, I do realize that the words that I've used in this tweet are maybe can be construed a little bit offensively. I do not mean anything like that. It's a simple, word play kind of thing.
He did the thing that is the opposite of being kingly. He bent the knee to the detractors, basically. Right. So he's saying what I said. I said what I said, but the detractors call it negative. So therefore, now I will delete it because the detractors said it was bad. That's like the worst of all worlds, right? In terms of you're trying to be this new king guy that stands up for himself. Now it's like, okay, I shall say, okay, the detractors, they're the reason I'm doing this, and yet I still will delete it. Sound good? I'm very cool, and I felted them. It's like, it's just the worst option of everything.
If you tell me to do something, I'm going to do it the opposite 10 times harder. Unless I do now realize that I look like a piece of shit. Okay.
Unless the detractors tell me that I did something wrong, then I will delete my errors. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Do you think even if I said it in an offensive manner, he's going to take offense? No, he's not. I don't.
So
think
why don't you leave it up?
Guy, at least from
leave it up.
You don't know.
Total dummy, and I'm dense. And I
refresh,
say things
we're
in
back.
ways that people can sometimes find offensive. I don't mean to.
Refresh, we're back. Fucking OBS does this sometimes. We're back. Refresh. I never left you guys, but they left.
Most of the time. Like that, I literally didn't mean anything offensive whatsoever, right? At all. the way I see it is, you know, I do want to have this conversation while it's still possible, and I want to do it while people care. You know, while he cares, I care, and
he cares. Like, there is a part of Philip that really thinks that Mr. Mediker really has a goal to, you know, talk to a person he respects, Darkside Phil. When anyone with a brain knows that's not the case here, right? I know Mediker wants to talk to DSP, but it's not for some, like, meeting my hero style situation. You know what I mean?
Squashing this beef before it's too late.
Yeah, it's not.
And I become a poltergeist.
It's not really like that. I mean,
public thinks that something good will come out of it,
uh-huh.
right?
But again,
who knows? I already told
that's the thing. Like, he only wants to have this conversation quickly because it's like, while people still care about me, while I've still got this like new attention, and while there's like more eyes on me. Not because I understand that your time is limited, very limited, by the illness that you are currently dying of. It's because like people are going to talk. They might not care about me in 2 or 3 months. They might have gone. So while the King streak's still ongoing, let's get it done.
Yeah, which I want to compare to, which did he give more of a time limit to? His parents dying soon or Sir Mediker dying soon? I have to compare those. You know, remember about the wedding? My parents are on the way out, guys. Not gonna lie, they are on their way out. That was like 8 years ago now.
Yeah.
8 years ago.
The health's getting worse. Yep.
You guys, I know that success is, you know what I'm saying? I know that things don't last. So it's very possible that, hey, within a couple of weeks, nobody cares again about Darkside Phil. I'm just back to where I was. And if that's the case,
oh my god,
dude.
No, because like in a few weeks, Jim might be worse. No, because in a few weeks, Jim might be dead.
No.
In a few weeks, people might not care about Darkside Phil.
Come on, Mediker. Like,
that's what he meant by
feeling better a little bit more
late.
quickly, please. Let's come on the show, please. I am running out of time. I don't know how much time you have. I don't have much time left. Okay, he's coming from a place of 100% selfishness.
Yeah.
Like,
Holy shit, man. It's not, maybe that's what he meant by before it's too late. Before this King arc is done, hurry up.
And again, I would be making the grave error, not you, Mr. Mediker.
Yes.
So actually we are all trolls and we've been
it would be me, sir. Okay, gotcha.
I'm going to be upset at all. I was happy with who I was before this big increase of popularity happened.
Oh, definitely.
But
were you? Really?
People want
Definitely.
this now because they know that it's pertinent. See what I'm saying? That's what I was talking about. It had nothing to do with him or his health or anything like that. But I'm saying, like, but that's what I mean. It's kind of like the same thing that happened with the stupid joke that's taken out of context.
Which one?
When I'm playing that game.
Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about, you know, this child being like kidnapped by this heinous guy in town who basically
okay, careful, Philip.
runs all the crime in the town, and he's going to be sold to the slave trade and stuff. And people are like, well, that's a racial
Oh yeah,
joke.
that you don't
It's
know
not.
at the point where it happens.
Yes.
All that
It's not a
stuff that
racial
you
joke.
don't know at the point where you made that joke. Yeah,
All that stuff, yep.
And he's going to be sold to the slave trade and stuff. And people are like, well, that's a racial joke. It's not.
Oh.
It's not a racial joke at all. You could argue it's a bad joke. It's
So why did you use your Southern Colonel Sanders accent when you made that joke is one question I want to answer.
Say boy more, please.
Yeah, all right, boys, prepare the slave trade. Why did the Southern voice come out very quickly on that one? I always wondered that.
And before we miss this, I want to go back to one of my favorite DSP gimmicks. He constantly, everything he does is dictated by something that somebody else told him. Right. Well, people told me they want this. Well, people are saying this. People want you on my show. He never has any agency about anything. He never wants anything, never decides something by his own will.
Yep.
It's always someone else. And this is the most obvious thing he does because it's obviously him trying to run away from just taking some accountability for something that goes badly or doesn't work out as planned. Because he is terrified of taking any kind of risk. Because it might go badly, or he might look bad, or it might not result in as much revenue as he thought. And it always needs to be somebody else's idea.
Yep. He'll take the credit if it works, though. He'll take the credit
Oh,
right
yeah.
away. That was my idea. I wrote that joke. Hold on.
Huge improvements, guys. Huge.
Yeah.
Also, he's just like that lazy and entitled. He thinks, like, why should I have to do it? Somebody else will tell me how to do it, or somebody else will come along with a better idea, or somebody else will buy me this thing. You know, I don't need to bother.
My fans are saying this interview was a snipe job. They told me that.
Oh man! All right, let's go to. I just want to go. We good with this, Meerkat? You think? Can we move on, or we kind of got the point? But you think there's more to it?
Maybe another minute or two, I guess.
We'll
to
give it a
see
shot,
where it goes.
Stupid joke, and I'm a dummy for making the joke, but it's not a racial joke.
Okay.
It's the same thing. They're literally doing exactly the same thing again here. Is let's analyze his tweet, find ways we could spin it so that it looks like he's a heinous villain, and then just keep talking about it. And they did. Like, I was asleep. And I wake up this morning, and everyone's, you heinous piece of shit, how dare you?
Oh, and again, while we're on the slave trade joke,
yes,
I just want to point out that the point the side scrollers were trying to make was not about the joke itself. Oh my god, he made such a disgusting, repulsive joke. We need to destroy him. The point was that leading up to that moment, he was talking about for maybe 10, 15 minutes about how much he had changed. And he's a completely different person and never makes jokes like this again. And then they show him, hey, this is a joke you made earlier this year. And then that's basically the point.
Yep.
Additionally, like, it's not just like the joke itself, but it's the lack of consideration and the lack of thoughtfulness that joke indicates, right?
Yeah.
Like, a normal person would think before they spoke.
Yep.
And say, maybe I shouldn't make this leap.
I think that's why they chose that one, because it was the most recent one. So they build up this, Philip, here, let's hear about all the change and shit. And then Philip goes through all these, I made so many changes. I mean, I'm such a different person now. And then they had this, bam, most recent joke you made that was, even if you want to say it's not racist, it's sex trafficking, which is,
again,
a joke you can make, I guess, but all right,
not very chill or interactive or fun.
No, yeah, but
what the fuck are you talking about?
And also, I wish they had the Blackpack, because the Blackpack is 100%. There's no way to spin that. You chose to say a race for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter what you think.
Oh yeah, and that wasn't even like. There is no other punchline to that joke than a woman being black and about to steal something. That was the whole punchline. There's nothing else you can see in that joke, because the joke goes, it's some random cutscene in some random game, and he says, "Look out! There's a black woman coming. She's gonna steal the Blackpack." That's the whole thing. That's all.
It also implies that she's got a gun that she's going to shoot them with.
Yes.
So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She takes a gun out. Boom.
I never am tired of watching this one. If you guys want to see it,
Obviously.
Just in case we got some people that might not have seen this before, might want to see that.
Yeah, we need context. Context.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. You shouldn't be taking him out of context after all.
I don't want to do that.
Very unfair. Okay, not very kingly, guys.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting it for us now. Hang on.
Okay.
Did he delete that one? I think he might have, didn't he? Backpack joke. I think I'm trying to find it here. But
and also, context is worth, especially for the thing that we do, because some people only watch DSP through us and rely on us for the coverage. So it's nice to have stuff that they might have not known about. Because when somebody hears, it's the black woman joke, they're like, what?
What does that mean? Well. Here's what we mean when we say this. And you come up with your own decisions.
This is
on
the
this
definitive now.
Yes.
This is where all the answers are.
Putting our foot down. We're not bringing this up anymore after today, okay? If you have any questions about it, come to this stream.
Here we go.
He walks his daughter to school. This is actually a nice story. And the soundtrack's outstanding. La la la. La la la. Look out, there's a black woman coming. Ah! She takes them both out. Boom!
Oh, she takes the bullet out.
Runs
away.
Oh!
She takes them both out. Boom. She's talking about a shoulder spearing situation here.
Oh, okay,
Spearing,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, I heard she takes some bullet out.
No. Takes them both out with a spear.
Look out, there's a black woman coming. Ah!
Corrected.
She takes them both out. Boom! Steals the Blackpack and runs away.
So that was the joke?
The Blackpack.
Jesus!
So remember, there is no other joke outside of her being an African-American person that is going to steal their backpack. And remember, if you didn't think that was the joke, you did not have to say her race, right?
Can I mention one other thing, though? That the point of view of the camera is approximately like 50 feet away from the characters and the things that he's noticing. And like a electron telescope, instantly identifies the race of this person.
He's got that skill.
This is a 17-second clip.
Dude, remember, okay, I've done like Code Asian, Code Black on WPIG, and he has this intense skill of noticing the race of people in the background. He'll be like, "Oh, look at that Asian guy back there. Look at that. Why is there an Asian guy on the poster? It's like there's 10 posters." He'll be like, "Why is there an Asian guy on that poster?" It's like, "What? What?" He has the skill.
What's he doing there?
He's got the eye for it.
This must be like a pork fried rice kind of restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing is that he always comes back to the most basic level 1 racism of all time. In every incident.
When you don't have any comedy skills at all, you have to go to your basics, right? And his basics are not even a joke about race, like not even racist jokes, just pointing out that they are a different race. That's
different
the joke.
than me.
Yes, so
that's different.
Look at the Spanish guy, huh? Okay. Look at the black guy.
Oh wow! Look at this! Anglo-Saxon fucking Brittany. Like he's like at a certain point, he's going to be able to tell someone if they're from the Balkans, if they're from Eurasia, whatever.
And this is completely different if he was actually funny, because some people can do racist comedy and it's very funny. But Philip, unfortunately, is not one of those people that could kind of dance the line of being funny enough to make it like, oh, it's a racist thing. Some people don't like it, but it's funny as fuck. DSP does not have that side of the equation, let's say. So
the only other thing that comes out as fast as race stuff for DSP are fighting game excuses.
Yes, another great skill. Yes.
Makes you wonder what kind of things are at the forefront of his mind at any given time.
I think I would slightly disagree. I think the whole Dead Space segment was pretty funny, but I think it's funny because he had the audacity to actually say it and make a whole segment that goes on for like 2 minutes about the whole thing. And the punchline in the whole thing, the actual funny thing in his mind is that he was killing Jews. That's the funny thing to him. And this is something that Mr. Medicare pointed out as well.
My counterpoint to that is that was literally an entirely stolen bit, Meerkat. The bit is stolen.
Was it?
The Howard Stern thing is not a joke. There is a guy named Isaac Himmler, a character on the Howard Stern show. Yes.
Actually.
Yeah, you didn't know this? Oh, I'm happy to share with you.
I thought he just meant like the vague idea of doing Nazi jokes.
This is 100% stolen character from Howard Stern, guys. It's not an original thought at all. I'm happy I can share that with you because, it's 100% stolen bit. There's a guy called Isaac Himmler on Howard Stern, guys.
Okay. So like he's like a call-in show kind of.
No, it's a character. No, Howard back in the day they would do more characters, and one of the people on the show would be the character of Isaac Himmler, and they'd say the most insane shit, racist shit of all time. But they were doing a character, so it kind of made it blur the lines of is this fine or not,
Well,
and they would do jokes exactly like that. You've been hoarding your money for far too long, and dude, it's 100% stolen. So
I really don't know why I'm surprised by that.
The entire bit is stolen. So,
well, cool.
Yeah.
So again, he's not even like inflammatory. He's just talentless.
Yes,
like he's
that's my
just
point.
Like a fraud and a thief.
Yeah, cool. Like he literally just stole the bit. And Fred was Fred on the show was the person that did the Isaac Himmler, but that literally was his name, Isaac Himmler, and they said bad shit about Jews.
Now that I think about that, it is kind of suspicious that he knew that there was someone in Nazi Germany with the last name Himmler. Like that detail he did get right. I do find that suspicious. It does make sense in hindsight.
He did still say it was Heimler. So
yeah, good point. Good point.
The Isaac I thought comes from Isaac Clarke, who is the main character in Dead Space.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. I
can't find anything about the Nazi character on Howard Stern's radio show.
Oh, there is.
Getting fact checked.
No, guys in chat, back me up. You know that. Fred on the Howard Stern show.
Some British filter or something. I'm not finding anything.
British filter.
Keeps coming up with Howard Stern calling Kanye a Nazi and
no.
Actual Holocaust survivor called Isaac Stern.
Okay. I wonder if there's maybe some, strand of this that ALT is remembering. That,
No, I'm right. Himmler. Trust me, I'm right on this. I can't look when I'm trying to do a show here, but
this is a really good episode for the algorithm. By the way,
I know.
we're just researching Nazis.
Can someone click it? I promise you it's real.
Okay. No, someone click the Nazi related link, please. Someone up there.
Yeah, we're
Stormfront.com. What's that, LT?
We're doing parody right now.
We're safe on this because we don't run ads on these. And when you
hell yeah, brother!
When you run ads on stuff, YouTube does extra checking for suspicious stuff.
Yeah. If you don't do that, they're fine. I promise you it's real. I'll find it. Yeah. I promise you.
But we can push the boundaries though. Anybody got a favorite racial slur they would like to share with the rest of the class?
Let's see. I've heard zipper. No, wait, hold on. I can't think of one off the top of my head. I hate improv, man.
All right, we should move on though with this because I do want to get to a few.
From the Nazis and the slurs.
Let's move on from the.
We're gonna have a follow up on this story for sure.
Yeah. We'll have a follow up.
WPIG a deep dive into this one.
Don't worry, I'll still find it. I'll still fucking find it. Okay, so let me check. Do we care about the I think the streak is going to end today clip or no? Is that worth it?
It's pretty quick, but it does encapsulate the whole streak gimmick and how it's exactly the same as the vest streak.
Let's go.
Like I said, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I actually had a feeling it's ending today. As you can see, here we are. An hour into the gameplay. We only have 2 hours left, and we're only at $51. I strongly have a feeling the streak is ending today. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not trying to be
still have 2/3 of the show to go.
I'm just saying, I felt like since all the drama's over, no more drama reacting, no more interviews breaking stuff up. This is just a solid gameplay week this week. I didn't think that we're going to hit these at all, Now, listen, I'm not upset that support is great. Today, we got a bunch of super chats. We got a bunch of likes.
Bugs not worried about it.
We got a whole bunch of gifted members.
You're not worried. I'm not worried, Dave.
So, overall, I'm not upset, unhappy, or anything. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But if it ends, it ends. We'll see, right? But thank you guys for the support. If you enjoyed this stream, please, support it today with a tip if you could to hit the goal. And thank you to everyone watching on demand. I'm curious. This is the end of my first part of my playthrough here. What did you think? Are you liking the game? Are you not liking the game? I think it's chill fun, which is what it's intended to be, correct? It's not something crazy over the top. It's got good music, good graphics, decent platforming gameplay.
Okay, got it. Filibustering.
It's using the DualSense, using the motion control.
Oh my god. Okay, I found it.
No.
I found while that was going on, I was looking. So I was wrong about the name. The name was Kurt Waldheim Jr., but here is the character just for a little taste. It was the same exact character, though. I will not back down from that, as you can see here. This is the clothes he wore when he did this character. And,
all right, and now, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time I'm making?
All right.
Jackie the intern.
I'm trying to get...
And now you're with us in the morning.
Yeah, because you're the best.
Okay, I'm trying to get
somebody around. We would have gotten rid of all the blacks. Who exactly would have been left?
Street call with us
right now.
I'm here. This is right. This is the voice that Philip was doing in that bit.
Not that nasty. I mean, I'm looking for a kinda gentler America without Italians, Jews, Negroes, mixed pigs, homosexuals, kikes, dagos, and spear chuckers.
As you can see, that's the joke.
Good choice for that one.
So as you can see, that's the joke that that Philip was trying to copy right there. That's the character that he was trying to copy right there.
Just like to point out that I have a different show that I am not a member of this.
That was just playing something.
I'm a guest on this stream, and I do not sort of stand behind anything that's being said on the show whatsoever. Please, thank you.
It doesn't matter anyways because this is the last episode of that being said.
Good. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Good point.
I had a feeling it was going to end today.
That did give me an idea to check for another word that Philip might have said, though. But
please, from the slur list? The slur?
I didn't check for one of those that I heard in that, and I might want to check right now, because I didn't know Philip said chitlin so many times until I checked it. So let me check this.
I do remember. I do know that there is a word in there.
Okay, well, let's
yes,
God. Well, look what I found. All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Charge!
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. No, please.
Charge! Spear chucker! Oh, I got him!
Philip. See, what's crazy is that that's not the clip that I was thinking of.
Oh, if you have that one, send that one.
Okay, well, hold on. Give me just a second, please.
Now we turned into the slur show.
Yeah, the slur show. That
it's
being
Sunday slur day. What's up, everybody?
I swear I saw a clip recently of him doing like an Indian accent, like.
Oh God,
I can't
Indian
find
accent. That's nothing.
Yeah.
I can find 50 of those. You want him talking about curry and stuff? Come on.
Yeah.
We're gonna get our own, very own segment on the Level 1 podcast.
My detractors, you know what? They hit a podcast about me, and all they were saying is slurs. Like the whole time, it was all just like racial slurs.
Dude, we should redo the top 10 racist moments.
Oh my God, yeah.
Ooh,
that's a bit.
Now we're talking.
That's a bit idea. We might have to go to Kick for that though. So we'll see you on Kick for
Do
that.
do that on Rumble.
And we can make a bunch of new ones while we're at it.
like Dent Head.
Ooh, mouth drooler.
Okay, good.
We got to move on because I want to do. I got to do this this segment. So I have a curated many moments from the debunk that we didn't really cover enough that I think we want to go to soon. I'm still waiting. If you have that clip you want to play, that.
I'm hunting. Don't worry.
Okay. So here is one. This is all stuff I thought was funny from the debunk. Okay, so we're gonna start with this is in the FGC segment, and Philip's talking about why he didn't get into any fights and stuff. And you could just come up to your own conclusion if you believe me.
I just want to say before we start, God bless you for coming up with these clips, because I was watching this for the last 2 days and it all blended into what I like to call Dave slop in my head. And I was trying so hard to come up with some moments and I just couldn't, man. That's the DSP-induced brain damage talking.
Yes, it happened.
In trying to follow. It just feels like you need a break. Don't you?
Yeah,
like this last week, he's just been overwhelmed.
Oh God, I took a nap yesterday. You know those naps where you wake up and you have to go through like the blackout checklist, where it's like, all right, okay, I'm inside. That's a good start. Okay, next.
What time?
There's no guy next to me. That's a good start. That's a good first start. And there's no girl next to me. Well, it's unfortunate. We're gonna keep moving forward. I'm not hungover. That's good. Okay, there's 4 walls around me. Okay, this is my house, definitely. You go through the checklist. I mean, I've done that many times in my life. I'm not happy about it. Here we go. Here is the clip that Snood wanted to play. He was waiting for this all week to play this moment.
No.
Here we go. Yes.
This was the one that you specifically asked me to play.
This is Snood's favorite clip of all time.
Nope.
Here we go.
Disclaimer.
Look at this
Snood
thumbnail.
approves of this message.
Shout out to the thumbnail.
Nope, I do not represent, or this is not my show. Once again.
Shout out to the thumbnail. Look at Leanna's. Leanna's one.
See, nowadays you'd put Phil on the shoulders and you put Cat in the big daddy, right?
Correct.
Yeah, but look, it looks like he's also like recreating the incident in that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he is inside. Inside. All right, let's go.
See, with Flavor Flav. I like my nose when it looks like a dick. Fucking Spears. Spear chucker.
He's saying it like the song Sledgehammer.
Yeah.
It has the same idea to it.
I'm not going to sing it, but I was going to. That's not even a joke. That's not even.
He's
that's
just saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
The joke is the term. That term I find funny. I'm going to say it. I have nothing to say right now. I saw.
Is there any
word
follow-up?
association?
I am a racist.
You're right about that one.
And that's why that's a good clip. That's classic.
Nice find.
I looked for that phrase, "Oh, pig go," and it gave me 4 results, and none of them were that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because this is how you don't play.
Oh, yes.
It's a good thing that it was made, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good thing.
That seems
All
like
right.
something you might want to bury, yeah.
Let's speed run some of these clips here that I found funny. This is about Phil why he didn't get in fights. Excuse me.
Okay. And I took $10 and I threw it on the floor. Right?
Oh, yeah. By the way, just to point out there, the very bitch thing to do is throw $10 on the floor. I'm pressing X on that in itself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So let's pretend that was real.
Sorry?
Yeah,
you think you think he didn't do that?
You think he in the presence of Jaha, he's throwing $10 on the floor?
Watson.
Absolutely. That's
risky. That's risky.
That is you can bitch out and you can just toss it on the floor and walk away. You can just Okay, I did it. I did what
You
they
better
asked
waddle
me.
fast. You better start
And you
waddling
bet.
fast.
And you think the Project 7 turn was fast? I bet you this turn fucking changed the rotation of the Earth a little bit, because he would have been halfway down the hallway before that $10 hit the floor.
Well,
Guaranteed.
Sir Jaha, I'll send
Guaranteed.
Sir Jaha a message on Twitter and ask him about that, because I disagree.
Yeah, I agree with Snood.
You said he did do that. All right, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
of this anyway.
With
Hold on.
ALT, I think there's no
I
way.
think
It's too
think
much
about
of a
it this
risk of
way.
getting your ass kicked at that point.
You see some like crazed animals in the woods, and you're holding a stake. You throw the stake, so they turn and they look at the stake, so you can run. Right? That's DSP's thinking.
the stake.
Yeah. Stake chuck the stake. Yeah, stake chucker. Yeah.
Steak chucker. Yes, we can say that. Okay, that was not the point of this, but we'll check on that. Okay, we're not sure. There we go.
And then he yelled at me for throwing it on the floor. How dare you throw that on the floor?
Yeah, see?
Okay.
Well,
But since it was cut short due to time limitations, and DSP only.
If he had thrown it on the floor, and they would have made him pick it up and hand it to them.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking Philip had a money envelope
Did he
for
not
them.
already cry and bitch out at this point already?
Not
Yeah,
yet,
so
not yet, not
to
yet.
like immediately turn around and go, well, there you go then, and fling it on the floor. But you're getting your ass kicked for that.
See, the thing is that does not seem like a tough guy move to me. That does not seem like a disrespect from a position of power kind of move. That seems like a
Pull the cord situation.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Pull the cord situation in an interview. Similar.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, again, he tried to tell someone to go fuck themselves as he was hanging up on them, like mashing the hang up button, right? Like, it's the exact thing that you would do if you wanted to do something, like admit that you were wrong, but not have to answer anything after that. Because again, because notice here, he doesn't say how I responded to them when they said, "How dare you do that to us?" Because he was already out the fucking door by the time they realized he had done it, I bet.
So you think literally it's cartoons. Throw the money, like, woo, 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 woo,
and,
run
and
out.
it would be
And then
like,
it's just like a DSP-shaped cloud of dust. Yeah.
Exactly. There'd be a DSP hole shaped in the wall that he ran through.
All right. Okay, well, hold on. Here we go. Here's the point.
I just want to, real quick,
ahead,
as I was
please.
hearing Snood's thoughts on the Craig interview, I want to ask you, what are your overall impressions of the June the King documentary and the Craig interview?
Oh, Snood, yeah, go ahead. You haven't said your thoughts yet, Snood.
I said this on my stream yesterday, but I don't know if I would even call the June the King documentary a documentary per se, because documentaries need things like a narrative. They need things like a sort of cohesive thread through them and a point to be made. There's no point made in this. This is a video essay about all the reasons why I think DSP is a piece of shit liar, because that's what June was doing the entire time. He was just showing clips of DSP and saying, now can you get a load of this fucking liar? And actually it would turn out that he would bust in his pants the very next day. Like it's not a documentary. It's 4 hours long. First of all, it's a video essay. If anything, whatever. The Craig thing, was really, really shocked at how patient and how fair Craig was to DSP, in spite of maybe the most egregiously disrespectful thing of all time, which is agreeing to come on a whole interview and then lying the entire time and then admitting you did it a year later. So again, I don't like Craig very much, but it's amazing how DSP has the power to make anybody who is standing next to him look like a really cool and chill and reasonable person.
You instantly want to root for them, you know?
Yes, literally.
yeah. You know what? Side scrolls is kind of cool. All right. I kind of like that drama. But yeah. I mean, we've said it before, but it was to think Philip went into there thinking he could come up with a W of any kind. With the baseline level of, I lied to you for 5 hours, yet I still want to apologize for you for the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have lied to you for 5 hours, but I still want an apology for the next day, please.
I'd like you to apologize for reading the messages of some messages that you didn't write and that you were basically contractually obligated to read because they gave you money to read them. I wouldn't do that.
No.
Actually, I will, though, later. after this interview, when someone sends some negative super chats, I'm going to say, it says here that Craig looks like handsome Squidward. Okay, I'm not saying that, but you're saying that. You guys are saying that, not me.
And
you know what, DSP, if he did the bare minimum research, he would have at least some sort of a challenging question. Because I brought this up before on the podcast, but Craig is doing a thing, an award show that he's raising money for that is supposed to save gaming. And all I wanted DSP to ask is, how is this going to save gaming?
Yep.
And what are your thoughts on that? And just explain, because I've read through the website and all the perks and all that other shit, and nowhere does it actually say how they're going to save gaming. They just want a bunch of money to have an award show.
It's so easy. Yeah, I know. That's the real answer, though.
So.
That's the answer, as dumb as it is. It's not about me enough. Like, we have such a W right there saying, oh my God, you're asking for, look at your highest level. It's like, $1,337. What the fuck is that, Craig? It's so easy.
If he had been on Kino Casino, PPP would have brought that up probably.
Oh, yeah.
And DSP would have shut him down, being like, okay, but can we please get back on topic here? And that is that, you hurt me and my business, and he'd, orate for 40 minutes, and then they'd forget they answered the question.
You should
be
check
so
your email
easy.
for nearly a day, Craig.
That's Craig's worst sin. Is not checking his email for 23 hours.
The best part, and I think this is a very underrated part, so I would like to highlight it, is when DSP says, I had to hide for a year.
On my live stream.
From what?
All the people holding me accountable for my lies that I told on your show, Craig. So
yes, people stop liking me.
I would remotely come close to understanding his point if this entire thing wasn't based on him lying to them for 5 hours straight. After he said this is going to be the end all be all of interviews and he's going to admit to anything. And if you need any information about DSP, anything drama related, you go and you check out them. And then he just lied. And he admitted to doing that. Yeah.
And even if he didn't admit to being down from the rafters, if he didn't admit to that, all right, there's even more case for him to be pissed, right? I not that him, and you guys made people think it was me, but it's not me. But unfortunately for DSP, he admitted to that being him the night before. So there goes anything positive you could say about Philip, about his appearance there. Yeah, it doesn't matter what they said the next day because they were all right. Every single thing they said was true.
The best part of that, very quickly, I just have to shout out Duji for telling Craig in advance, hey, Phil admitted to being down from the rafters. So Craig knew in advance. He was, just like last time with the interview, did a bit of work, did a bit of research. Okay, I can handle you now. That was it. That was all it took.
And again, back during the interview, it's not like Craig was being like, you piece of shit, I'm going to make you tattoo WWE on your forehead, and I'm going to make you pick up garbage and drink piss. He was like, Phil, I'm trying to help you shed the weight of your lies. So if you'd like a chance at redemption right now, I am offering it to you free of charge. And all you need to do is be the honest person that you constantly claim to be.
Also, that leads to this other great part of the interview where he's like, Craig, I really had that information ready to go. And it's like, well, that would have been lies. You've admitted that you were lying. So the information you sent in would have been a lie.
In the best case scenario, you still would be proving that you are lying. That's...
and the most insane aspect of the whole thing is that if that was the truth, he could have said that then and there, and it would have destroyed any argument that anybody could have made at any point. Because then you would not be able to confirm that anything that was purchased from down from the rafters was by Phil. And it would thoroughly felt everybody. So, I'm left with the choices of either you didn't realize that was going to that would have happened, or you weren't telling the truth, or you're so stupid that you somehow did not see that was the case.
Makes you think.
I don't know which is worse. Which is worse? You tell me.
It was something. And I don't think we're gonna get. Well, we'll talk about the June interview this week. We had a show on Thursday. We'll talk about that because I think the June interview is gonna be Friday. I don't expect that level of fireworks, but I guess we'll see. But anyways,
Friday the 15th. Yeah. I don't know because June spent most of this 4 hours going, oh God, he's a shit. He's fucking lying. Look, here's another example of him lying. What a dick.
Overtly.
Usually Philip is looking for a felting, but I'm not sure there's a felting to be had here, even from the start. So what do we, admit you lied about some things. No, I didn't actually, so.
That was my face reveal video, and it wasn't. So explain that.
Go ahead, Meerkat.
Excuse me, you spelled Alex Valle's name wrong. This entire thing is invalid, June, sir.
Idiot.
And this is why DSP is so interesting to talk about, because what Snoot just said about the logic behind admitting he's down from the rafters, I didn't think about that. And there's a shit ton of other stuff that people have pointed out since he admitted he is in fact that guy that I would have never thought about, but now I'm thinking about it and none of it makes any sense.
It completely recontextualizes the side scrollers, and in a way, it recontextualizes everything the DSP has said basically up to this point, because now we know that he is willing to go to these lengths to lie.
Dude, we have to watch I want to watch the whole interview again because it literally would be magical.
Yeah.
How much shit in there is just how much shit in there is lying so fucking hard, like his life depends on it. He is lying to their faces.
He does look like he's gonna throw up the entire time. I imagine that sort of like keeping like bile out of your throat is like a similar expression to the like not wanting to blurt out the truth.
And how that's just not even talking about the hundreds of times he's called people mouth rollers, and then you get mental help if you think he's down from the rafters. That's not even talking about those times.
I'm fucking annoyed because it was only 2 months ago that me and Broside Phil did go through the interview. Again, and it took us like 4 or 5 streams, and he's like, "No, all that's pointless as well because you fucking lied, so now we have to go through it again."
Yeah, it's wild.
And LTI, you can excuse yourself from this conversation if you must, but like you have to know that this extends into his personal life too.
Oh, 100%.
And I partially think that part of the reason he's willing to go this far to lie to every single person on the internet who watches his shit is because he's lying to her too, and he can't have a different story for her than he can for this. So like he's locked in. He's locked into lying in every aspect of his life. Imagine that. I don't know how stressful that is. I hate that.
So you're saying like you think Kat got this story a while ago, or just getting that same time we all did?
Yes, I think Kat gets a lot of the stories that we get, and you wouldn't believe what they're saying about me. They're saying that I said, "Oh, I want to bury this cancerous beef between you and I, Mr. Medicare, because you're gonna kick the bucket soon." This is the stuff they said. This is what they said. I can't believe this.
She's probably the one who gets like the refinement of it. Like he talks to her for ages and tries to like whittle it down to the lie he's ultimately going to tell on stream, and so she gets to be the filter.
She's the denthead focus group.
Yes. If you think about it. She's the prime denthead, dude. She's like the one who likes him so much she married him.
The alpha and the omega.
Yeah, that's a big statement, Snood. Do you believe that to be true? When she had nowhere else to go after a dude that was supposedly hitting her, I think this is her best option. You're considering there to be love in this relationship? I think that's a big question.
I think
you have literally not a roof over your head if you don't go with him. It's no house or go with DSP.
Dude, she nearly doesn't have a roof over her head.
That was the situation. You saw that.
You know what? I give this to ALT because if your only option is Dark Side Phil, you're legitimately run out of options.
It must be dire. It must
That's
be
what I'm saying.
dire.
I think the restraining order, that Philip made us find was she was living with a friend, and it's live with a friend, which who knows how long that's going to last, or homeless was the option she had. So some dude on a dude on Twitch sounds pretty good at that time, I'm guessing. But go ahead, Snoot.
I don't know. If her close relations are any indication, then she doesn't have a ton of options. And again, you're absolutely correct that if DSP is your best option, then things are dire for you. Now, there have been a lot of people in a lot of dire situations, and she doesn't appear to be missing her arms or her legs or her head. So, I'm sure people get by with much worse. But I don't know her situation that well, so I can't say.
Okay. Now we're moving on. Please.
Just one last thing on June the King. If you want some more context to how the guy performs in interviews, June was on the LolCow podcast at some point. So you can go look it up to see and get a perspective of what you can expect. The guy is very respectful. He's an intelligent guy. I don't think he's going to aggressively go into this like trying to debunk DSP or felled him to say that. But go check that out. It was an interesting stream.
Yes, he's not a very. He doesn't seem to be. Of course, I know nothing about him other than what was on the show and DMs. But he doesn't seem to be a very combative person, does he, Meerkat? In those?
No, not at all. He's a pretty intelligent, eloquent, well put together guy, and that's pretty evident in his videos because he can phrase stuff in a certain way that is is very elegant and concise.
He's still going to push back on Phil's shit, though, isn't he? He's not going to.
Oh, hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully.
And I mean, the way that he phrased things in his video were like unspinnable, basically. Like, it's not like there was ever a point that DSP was like, I think what June means to say here is that actually I'm really great and very fair at all times.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that he never ever once engaged with something that June said that I personally would find offensive if they said that to me.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, when he says like Philip, I can't think of him now, but all those
something
kinds
would come the next day.
Yeah,
and it was the incident.
I think what he's trying to say is that I'm bad with money, and it's like, well, yeah, that's like what the whole last hour has been about.
Well, is that true? Yeah, I guess it is. Like,
if you want to see the parts of the documentary that are the most true to reality, just watch the DSP react and notice when he is silent. Because when he doesn't say anything, or when he's trying to be like June the King is saying something, and then DSP is like, "Oh, well, the 3D animation is very fun," and he's trying to deflect from that. That's the truth.
Oh, I got to hear in this group of clips here. There's one where he is doing a fucking montage of bags, and Philip is sitting there. And that one was so fucking hype because, like, what are you gonna say? It's just you begging. All right, let's go. Here, real quick. Here is why Philip doesn't get in fights. Okay, here we go.
Just a single match, Jaha and his crew were able to swindle those $10 that DSP had no obligation to pay. But even then, it was cheaper than a trip to the hospital.
Cheaper than a trip to the hospital, right? Which is correct.
Okay,
everything correct.
They're gonna. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
You can say that, but here's the truth: if anything had happened, do you understand how bad that would have been for the fighting game community? Just so you know, that was Evo Part 1. That wasn't at like a Vegas venue. That was at a university. So if we had broken out into a fight, okay, and actually started going at each other, not only would we have been arrested on both sides, because it was me and my friends plus them on their side, it would have been a big brawl. It would have been fucking news all over the local news. Everyone would have said, these players have ruined the fight against
local news. He thinks like a Dragon Ball Z fight is going to break out, and there's just going to be devastated countryside and explosions because of this huge fight.
So it'd be a riot.
So he thinks, first of all, he thinks the fight would last at all,
right?
And
it would be a fight.
And also, that's the reason he said he's an alcoholic and was crying, because he didn't want a fight to break out and ruin Evo.
Yeah.
When he has already said he hates the cannons, hates everything Evo stands for, Evo's the fucking worst. So he chose, what an upstanding citizen, chose to cry and say I'm an alcoholic to save Evo.
Instead, I'd rather have maybe the most embarrassing thing happen among a group of the biggest shit talkers on the planet. I think, that sounds better to me. I like that. I like that outcome.
Yeah. Oh, and now that you mentioned this, Snood, DSP in his react, he likes to make it seem like he was the only guy talking trash to everybody else, especially online. When I know pretty much it's kind of common sense. People that play those games in that community at that time, they were all talking trash, and they probably were fighting pretty frequently. But this guy was the only guy who was talking trash and couldn't back it up and was crying and running away from it.
And it's the same sort of thing that he does with the Kino Casino, where he's trying to like mimic the behavior of the group that he's trying to infiltrate, but he doesn't have the like actual like heart to go through with it. So he's like, oh yeah, the king's coffers, they need to be filled. And back then it was probably, oh, you're such a scrub. You used a level 1 super.
Because he can't. Yeah,
so
he can't
pixels, my friend.
Yeah, I will say though, in those days, because there was one dude on the forums that was kind of like threatening people physically. Because a lot of people were talking trash. Yep. That's no doubt about that. Like you're whatever.
The cum strapped line.
The cum strapped line. That dude got like kicked the fuck out. Because like if you threaten physical shit, they did have a problem with that. They would talk. They would make sure.
Yeah,
you
of course.
Do that.
But Phil would like. I mean, the stuff that he called into that radio show. With,
I mean,
I'm gonna rip off your nuts and stuff them down your throat.
Yeah,
kind
he
of
said
kind
that.
of shit.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
He's trying to be tough. But anyway, so about that moment, let's see what Justin Wong has to say and how Philip responds to this.
Oh, okay.
How stupid I was as a person.
Yep. Rumor of what took place at this event would spread within the fighting game community.
And of course, it was all bullshit. They all made stuff up about what really happened.
Philip, the truth that Philip told us was worse than what they said, okay? Because remember, the story wasn't that he was crying with his arms behind his back. So remember, the truth was worse than what they were talking about. The truth was worse than what they shared around. And it's still fucking hilarious, but the truth was actually worse in this case, but okay.
And it wasn't...
I'd like to just mention that the story is very consistent in just about every telling of it that I've ever heard. It's almost exactly the same sort of sequence of events every time.
With the truth of it at all. They all just made their own fucking bullshit up about it.
Very, very quickly, as we know, this might be, hindsight and all that, but don't forget, later on, he's about to admit to lying to about a bunch of shit. So it's up to you whether you want to take face value the word of a self-confessed liar.
For the whole thing with DSP and like with the West Coast people, where they almost like he was like really scared because he was about to get beat up. I heard he was like crying and everything, so that was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny.
So here's the truth of the matter. Sorry, because I got distracted.
I swear he's about to go. Why are you laughing?
Is there any more useless words in the world than DSP saying, "Here's the truth of the matter"?
No.
It's just air.
Considering that he admitted that when he says "I'm gonna be honest," he actually means pay attention to me.
Yeah, he doesn't mean he's actually being honest here.
Eyes up. All right. I'm being honest now.
Set Phasers DeFelt is correct. Justin said nothing Justin said that was incorrect or infactual is actually the truth. Philip did cry. He left out some stuff, but he did say the truth. But all right, Philip, here we go.
If you knew the real story, that the reason that I was crying is because I was embarrassed because I was an alcoholic.
Oh, okay.
And I couldn't control myself, and I was apparently
that's not
doing
funny
things I
then.
couldn't even remember. I mean, that's blackout drunk, that you don't remember what you did when you're drunk. And that's why I was crying.
You claim this a lot on alpharism.
That's not...
Yeah. So at DSPs, we're supposed to feel sorry for pedophiles and also alcoholics now. Cool? Sound good?
Something to laugh at. That's not something to make fun of. That's a serious issue.
Also, don't forget, again,
Phil,
on alpharism, he wasn't ashamed of his alcoholism. He talked openly about how much he drank. He even told Bunker it's the best way to lose weight.
He's not ashamed of it when he's constantly bringing up, I was drunk back then. Look how drunk I am. Can't really use that as an excuse now and be like, so I was such a bad boy.
Do you even know what happened? Were you there? If you
Doesn't
weren't,
matter.
Then shut the fuck up. No one knows
what?
your dumb, uninformed fucking opinion.
What are you going to do next? You going to cry to Justin now? You already cried to
Justin. Ha ha ha, so funny. DSP cried. Oh,
yeah,
I'm sure I could
actually,
find anyone in the FGC and I could laugh at you too. But at this point, this was...
Did they have a situation where they cried and said, I'm an alcoholic? Or, okay.
Interview done with Justin again.
Yep.
It's really funny. This guy is having an impassioned promo on somebody based on what they said like 15 to 20 years ago.
Yep.
Also, they're not in the room.
Don't worry. I got something to follow this up with.
I wasn't part of the FGC. I was actually becoming a popular YouTuber, and the whole FGC turned against me.
Irrelevant.
And wanted to fucking shit on me because I was popular on YouTube, and they were nowhere near as popular on YouTube. So everyone wants to drop my name and talk shit about me. You remember when he cried? Remember that?
He was asked a question about DSP and answered the question with a truthful statement.
How did you know? You weren't there. There's no video footage of it. No one spoke of it. How the fuck would you possibly know?
No one spoke of it?
Obviously, people did. Yaha has spoken about it.
Yes, no one spoke of it.
On this show and on WPIG.
And it was all over the SRK forums. So, yes, people actually did speak about it.
What are you implying if you think that the accusation no one spoke about it is actually true? That Justin Wong was like hiding in the bushes, like spying on this, or he was just there to see it? Like, I don't know. I don't really get this. Is not much of a defense,
no,
Your Honor.
You don't know shit. If you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, keep your fucking mouth shut. Because then years later, I'll talk about it during my documentary. All people will see my react, and you look like a jackass. So just,
okay, man. Okay, I don't want no trouble. Okay, well, I didn't realize it was like that.
You look like a jackass right now.
Justin, guess what? You owe me a fucking apology. You really do. Now, I've talked shit about you in your game and shit like that. I didn't make any personal attacks against you. This is a pretty fucked up personal attack, and I think you should apologize to me.
This happened over a decade ago. So, as you know, Philip has some advice, though, later in the documentary Debunk about people that remember things for over a decade. I like the show. So this is a message to people that remember things for decades.
Okay.
I just wanted it to be over, and it kept going on and on.
All he said.
Yep.
All he said was, yeah, Phil cried. It was pretty funny.
That
was it. And that he demands an apology.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a personal attack. My honor has been offended, and I demand like vengeance. And then slaps the camera with a glove or something.
Mm-hmm. So here's Philip's what Philip thinks of people that remember things from the past. By the way, here we go.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Over 11 years later, I have not spoken a word about this man in how long?
Justin has not spoken a word about this man in how long?
And in this fucking documentary, it's coming up again.
Again.
That's a recording,
Listen,
He didn't interview everyone.
Dude, when Street Fighter 6 came out, didn't DSP visit very frequently Justin Wong's chat to make it about himself?
Yes, sir. Correct.
So who's thinking about who?
Correct.
So I've also got a character up to master. It's very difficult, isn't it?
I don't give a fuck about the PC. All right, I don't give a fuck about it. I don't give a fuck that I got ripped off or whatever. Here's what I want to do. Mighty Furtado, I want you to move the fuck on with your life. And
okay, so I got a message here from Justin Wong. DSP, move the fuck on with your life.
Fourth place gets you nothing.
Yes, and move the fuck on with your life. Stop worrying about apologies from things that were said 10 years ago.
And again, what he's responding to Furtado having been interviewed for this documentary was my thinking. And it's like, so should I move on by if someone comes and asks me about something that happened 10 years ago? I say, no, I moved on.
Not talking about it. I've moved on.
Not answering any questions. No, I've moved on.
Leave me the fuck
especially
alone.
when I still have a grievance with you. You wronged me, so why are you allowed to hang on to these things and I'm not? That's weird.
Because at this point, this is weird shit.
At this point, it's weird shit, Philip. You're still thinking about what Justin Wong said when he was asked a question about you 10 years ago. This is weird shit.
11 years later?
Yeah, 11 years later.
And you're talking about this?
Yeah, it's weird to answer a question by somebody that somebody asked you.
Are you out of your mind?
Are you out of your mind?
What the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going on,
I have not
Philip?
mentioned this in so long. I don't even remember the situation.
So remember, Justin Wong could say this word for word. Actually, that would be the most trolling answer ever. I know he won't because he doesn't give a shit, rightfully so. But can you imagine if Justin Wong answered with his exact same lines? Are you out of your mind? I haven't thought about this for 10 years. Why are you bringing this shit up? But he won't.
And I mean, it makes you look very, very much like you have been thinking about it when you have to so aggressively claim the opposite.
Also, this from the man who spent like the last 18 months getting really mad at Craig from Side Scrollers.
18 months he held on to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what did Craig say? Craig said, I haven't had a grudge with you for 18 months.
Oh, that was so fucking good.
We don't have beef or we don't have a rivalry.
That's totally dismantled Philip's ending because he wanted to end on a strong note. He's like, we've had beef for 18 months. And Craig said, I haven't thought about you for 18 months, man. And that was like pop that fucking felting balloon so quickly.
Yeah. And the thing is that Craig's behavior also shows this. It proves that he wasn't thinking about DSP because he's doing his own show, doing his whatever the fuck they're doing on side scrollers.
And like but though he did reach out to Phil a couple of times, but in like an extremely amicable and like friendly way of like, hey, like you want to do a little goof on people, have a game of Street Fighter or something, right?
Yeah,
some laughs.
And as far as I remember, it was always related to some kind of a response to DSP because DSP regularly for the last year and a half had segments on his fake ass podcast talking about Craig.
As recently as 3 weeks ago, when he double flipped off the camera and said,
fuck yourself and flush yourself down the toilet because go suck on Melanie Mack or whatever. Remember that? Moving forward positively here. Snood wishes he could do that, by the way. All right, let's go. DSP reacts Cooking with the King.
What am I going to do?
Oh no, here it comes. The Cooking with the King saga. That's so good.
Express mode. Bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, which include 6 pieces of white bread.
This new series, beginning in September of 2010, was going under Poorly Cooking with the King. These videos were much more intimate than his gaming videos or even vlogs, for reasons not known then, but are now.
Back then, I started Cooking with the King as a way to branch out.
See, he doesn't call it Poorly Cooking.
No, he does not.
Weird.
Watch.
I think that series ran its course to the point where I literally probably cooked every single meal I could possibly make without looking like an idiot. or using.
I cooked every single meal I could make without looking like an idiot. Okay, Philip recognizes how stupid this sounds. So wait, let's hear for the record.
Cookbook, and the point is, the series was me showing you things that I cook, not me cooking out of a cookbook.
Phil was increasingly monetizing different aspects of his life, and as he stated, poorly cooking with the king were the recipes he knew how to make. Meaning,
yeah, right. No, the one was called. I don't know why I said that.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Oops, I lied again.
I will say that's a misstatement. It's called poorly cooking with the king.
That's a misstatement.
It means I'm just cooking random shit that maybe is easy to cook because I maybe have tried it before.
Okay, anyway, I don't give a shit about the retcon. You saw him lie there. Moving on. This is a strange... Okay, just listen to this. I found it kind of strange.
Spending ever more frivolously. In contrast to his 2011 40-minute condo tour, this new condo tour took a total of 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 27 seconds.
This is all true, and I do regret spending a lot of my money like I did back then. I 100% do, because if I had kept it all in savings, right, like a hoarder, then...
Okay, that's the thing, right? If I kept it all in savings like a hoarder, now, follow my logic here. Is he saying saving money is a negative, like you are a hoarder if you are hoarding money?
You're wasting money if you're not spending it.
Incredible. Incredible.
Phil, it's not saving money that's like a hoarder. It's what's in your condo that makes you look like a hoarder. Because that's literally what hoarders' houses look like.
I didn't hear that the first time. I was like,
everything.
It's kind of good to be a money hoarder, actually. That's a positive. But what's not being a positive is hoarding black cat statues.
You hoarded your money for far too long.
Yeah.
And I do regret spending a lot of my money like I did back.
But anyways, it goes right into the mindset of saving money is a negative in his mind. Definitely. I mean, just naturally came out so quickly.
I 100% do, because if I had kept it all in savings, right, like a hoarder, then probably I wouldn't have gotten to half the financial troubles that I got into in the next decade. But instead, I blew a lot of it. I never had money like that before, and I was irresponsible, and I bought a bunch of statues and clutter and shit.
Yeah.
However, to be fair, I was also making a ton of money.
Dude! And I saw the first 2/3 of MC Hammer's behind the music, and what I learned is that money lasts forever.
Yeah, I stopped watching then. I assume it turned out fine.
Dude, he just admits it. To be fair, I just told you how bad I feel for buying so much shit, but I was making a lot of money, so you guys can understand it, right? You guys
I have a finance degree. I have a business degree. I know about money. So when I was making a lot of it, I thought I'll invest in statues and Blu-rays and DVDs and things that won't depreciate in value.
Yep. Amazing.
Like, take a look. My condo tour is 12 parts, about 15 to 20,000 views each. No exaggeration. This condo tour alone made me hundreds upon hundreds of dollars, which just buys another statue if I want it.
Oh my God.
You know, you don't have to spend money you have. You know, it's kind of a thing. You could keep it. It is an option out there in the universe. It's crazy.
Statues don't deprecate in value. Okay, I'm a conservative investor. Yeah, unless I break off all the pieces accidentally. Playing with them.
Yeah, I don't think I have it here, but June got him on that too. He's like, he couldn't even describe the quality of the stuff. It was like a huge fucking cut in the side. Still great though inside. All right, next up is a little bit about the quilting.
Plenty of examples of DSP's poor spending habits. Few trump his 3 custom-made quilts. These quilts, individually and also factoring inflation, cost Phil a minimum of $1,000.
Let me think about that. Probably right. He's probably right. Because they were very expensive. Yes. But keep in mind, I was debt-free outside of paying my mortgage on my condo and this lease that I had on the BMW. I was debt-free.
You didn't even pay like your mortgage on the condo. You paid like 30,000 off the 130,000 it cost you.
How could I not buy it, guys? How could I not
have any credit card debt? I was making
this was new information. This is the one thing in this entire video that was new to me, and I've never seen those videos, and I look forward to looking through them.
The quilting,
more than enough money to pay for all of this out of pocket. This was not me racking up any kind of debt, but he's saying basically this is laying the groundwork for overspending habits. I think that's what he's saying. So let's continue.
He still doesn't get it. Still does not get it.
Yeah.
Still does not get it at all. Amazing. It was a buyer's market for quilts. You are right now.
This shocks me because as somebody who's not from the US, I don't know why he gives me this idea that I guess Americans they feel like it's a part of life. It's a totally normal thing to just have a bunch of credit card debt. And that's just like, it's like you just do that. It's something you do.
And I know
instead of something that you have to resort to doing.
Yeah, he just thinks like if I have my credit card balance is $8,000, let's say. Well, that's $8,000 I can spend. I got it. I can clearly. I got $8,000 in the bank. I can spend it right here. That's how
I can just have it now. I don't have to wait. I can pay for it later. I don't have to wait. Right?
But yeah,
credit debt is like the backbone of like American culture. It's what caused the Great Depression.
Yeah,
it's just somebody costs. Like
someone asked me today on stream. Do I think people like DSP would exist in my country? And what I said is basically DSP is the foundation of capitalism, basically. He's the guy that gets in huge debt and enables this whole system to function the way it's functioning. And it's people like him, millions of people like him, that create this whole system and make it so banks turn people into their slaves, essentially.
Yes.
Where for life, you have to pay back money for the bank and you're just in debt permanently.
Every economy needs DSPs.
Yeah. DSP did not exist. It would be necessary to invent him. But you can even see that in video games, like at that GDC video where he's the reason that they're putting flashing crystals everywhere and yellow paint on all the stuff. We'll get there. Right? Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay, this is a little thing here. The breakup timeline is a little bit off here, in my opinion. Let's see what you guys think. So we just got to this where he's talking about the give her a pill moment. Okay, so listen to this. It was very strange for me.
Where is Phil? I need Phil. Where is Phil? I want you to think about this. I'm going through already this breakup. It already have happened.
They've already broken up. Okay, you heard it. They've already broken up. So why then did she do the thing where she takes the ring off if they're already broken up? It sounds strange to me, but let's let him talk.
And now, just a couple days later, supposedly she's saying that she needs me. So my fucking emotions are being torn in every fucking direction. I'm so fucking confused about what the fuck is going on and everything.
Yep.
All right. And then basically to conclude the story, because again, I don't know if I've ever told you guys the full story.
Oh yeah. Why start
when
now?
we were in the hospital together and she's there zonked out and everything, right?
Yep.
And I said to her, your manager called me frantically saying that you needed me. And I want to know, like, was that real? Did she make that up? And
okay, so this has so many layers to how fucked up this is. So she's in the emergency room with a panic attack, right? And his question is, did you really need me? Your manager said you did. But did you really need me?
Oh.
You took me away from a stream. This had better be important.
Oh.
This better be good, dude.
I have a different interpretation of that.
Go ahead.
And to me, this is DSP saying that he swiftly went to Leanna's side, thinking that this was going to be the turning point moment in their breakup where actually all will be forgiven. And I do still need you, Phil. So, please come and take...
That's what I thought as well.
Oh, so you guys are... Okay, you guys are going... Okay, you got to go eat a few more crayons. Let me get a few more crayons in me here.
Absolutely.
Okay, like a red, orange, okay, magenta. That's a good one. Okay.
Crazy. Try the purple one. It tastes like grapes. It's awesome.
Do red, orange, then orange, red. It's a great chaser.
Philip is thinking that I might have a chance of getting back together because you said you needed me. Therefore, that means you must like me again. That's what you're saying?
That's why he's saying I was being torn up emotionally because I was dumped already. And now I'm like, because again, I'm not sure if he's going to play. Maybe he's going to play it in this clip, but like the speed at which he snaps to action is very uncharacteristic, in my opinion.
Oh, so you're thinking he's like, this is our chance to get back together. She needs me.
Let's go. We're back, boys.
She really just needed him, someone to pick her up from the hospital.
which
like, so yeah, she didn't need him, but not need him. Yeah, okay.
Jesus, yeah, it would have been that. It would have been like a manager phoning up and going, Leanna's had a panic attack. She's in the hospital. She needs you to pick her up.
But
yeah.
And Phil gets there. It's like, your manager said you needed me.
Was that real? Was that real?
Was that need?
Also, at every job you have, you need to have an emergency contact.
Yeah.
And obviously, Leanna's emergency contact is going to be the fucking guy that she lived with for 5 years. Of course,
across the country, away from her friends and family.
Yeah.
At this point, he's engaged too.
Yep. Apparently, remember what we just heard? They broke up now, so I don't know what's true or not now. But they broke up a few days ago, and then what happens?
And she goes like this. She goes.
Yep. But they already broke up. You just said
and she
that.
hands me the engagement ring.
Okay.
Right there in the hospital.
Oh, and he's gonna remember this for life. He's scarred by this.
Yeah, butt blasted by this.
Well, I guess I got my answer, right?
But you just said that you already broke up a few days ago. I don't know what that's about, but all right. Big ups to Leanna, though.
Dude.
I know Philip added that to make her look like a bitch, but that made my respect for her go up more.
Dude, like, Leanna's in the hospital after having a panic attack and is currently on some really strong sedative, and he's making himself the victim again.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like, you hurt my feelings by taking
Correct.
Wow.
And also, earlier on in this, I think it was earlier on, he basically admits that he was expecting her to have some kind of a panic attack because they were arguing and he was stressed out and she was stressed out. So basically, he kind of knew this was coming.
Yeah, he knew this was
I
happening.
wouldn't go
He knew
as
this could
far
happen.
as to say that he's like taking responsibility for it or he caused it, but he had the idea. He just admits it straight up that something like this would happen.
And he did nothing to prevent it.
Nope.
He didn't change any sort of action that might have influenced it.
He somehow thought this means she really needed him. The guy's probably like, "Hey, yo, your girl, she needs you." Phil's, huh?
Yeah.
Did she say that?
Did she say that? Did she say that? Oh my god! Okay. What did she say? What did she sound like? Wait.
All right, go ahead.
What's the address? What's the address of this place?
All right, now you would think it'd be pretty easy to say I made a fucked up statement about slapping the shit out of an 11-year-old. If you thought that, you'd be wrong. Double down on slapping an 11-year-old. Go.
You click on that.
Call me an idiot. You didn't have to call me an idiot. I just walked in the door. I'm trying to figure out
Talking about 11-year-old female right now. Just want to make sure that's very clear.
what's going on.
Well, now to be fair, how old is DSP at this point?
36, 7, around there. Okay.
Okay.
Well, if you look around, you would have been able to know.
What a brat. Is it my first time ever playing VR chat? I walk into a random room, right? And I'm just looking around. Like, literally, I'm just looking around. And the brat runs up to me and says, go to the waiting area. Okay, well, where is it? Right over there, you idiot. What the fuck? I just showed up. It's like my first experience ever playing this game. And this is immediately what I'm presented. Like, what? You heard what they said? Oh, you should look around. Well, the wall of instructions is over there. So if I go over there, you're going to yell at me and say that I'm not in line.
No.
Oh my
Like, why am I even
God.
arguing with
She's 11!
Yeah!
Who gives a shit?
Assuming that an 11-year-old is going to yell at him for standing in the wrong place, by the
That's
way.
the
Like,
negative. An 11-year-old yelling at me. I don't want her to yell at me.
Well, I mean, even if it did, like, what are you gonna do? You gonna beef with children?
with this child. Okay, so now listen to what I say.
It
Yeah,
literally
well,
said
listen.
waiting room on top of it.
Wow. You're quite rude.
You say, wow, you're quite rude because you have nothing.
Yeah, like if you stop there, all right, no one's talking about this moment. It's stupid, but you're fine. But nope. Wait till you get.
then she
wait
felt
till you-
him. And then
yeah, wait till you remove yourself from the room. Then you have more to say.
Good. Now I'm away from that annoying fucking bitch of a kid who I would have slapped in real fucking life if they talked to me like that.
Okay, I'd like. Can we just go back just 10 seconds, please? I'd just like you to pay attention to the microphone, the muted thing down there, right?
Yep.
So that's a button that lets you mute your mic, right? So he's talking to the little girl, right?
Yes.
Now play the clip.
Good. Now I'm
Turn
away
it
from
off.
that annoying fucking bitch of a kid who I would have slapped in real fucking life if they talked to me like that.
So he thought that he was going to mute that and
Yeah.
not send that out to the little girl.
Yeah.
But he actually did send it
He
out.
did the opposite. Yeah. He muted himself after saying it. Yeah.
Did he laugh exactly the same way as he laughed
Oh,
as
let's
he's
compare.
saying it?
Compare acts. There's 5 years in between these acts.
A kid who I would have slapped in real fucking life if they talked to me like that.
Oh, he's a little
I would have fucking
octaves higher this time.
Yeah.
Shit out
More
of that
energy.
Now, do you really think I would have pimp slapped the shit out of that kid in real life? No.
Pimp slapped?
No, because you're a coward. But the point is, you made
you
the
would have
threat
said you're an
to an
alcoholic.
11-year-old girl.
He probably would have said you're an
exactly.
alcoholic, but that's irrelevant, actually, in this. You still I mean, I know it's online trash talking, but, like, dude, you could just remove yourself from the situation, you know? It's possible.
Also, like, first of all, do you really need to trash talk an actual child?
Yes.
And also, the second part, I don't think he would have actually assaulted a child in real life. Because, you know, you're going to get arrested for this.
Yeah. So...
But you made the threat.
I would never strike a child.
Still.
But it's funny
Yeah.
to say.
Is it funny to say? It's funny to me to say.
Really?
Is that funny? That's the joke. The actual joke was hitting an 11-year-old. That was the joke.
Fucking
Okay.
say shit to me in an online setting that I could say shit back, and there's nothing they can fucking do about it, right?
Yeah,
You wanna
that'll
know
show
the
him.
truth.
Very mature and very kingly.
Look good. That'll make me look like the mature, actual adult that I am.
Yeah.
We are
But
really
he
taking
didn't
it.
even say shit back because he was only talking trash once the kid was gone. He actually had to pussy away from talking trash to a kid.
Exactly.
The ER chat equivalent of hanging up on Craig before you tell him to go fuck himself.
Correct.
Do it
Can't
his whole
even
life.
like you could have had a funny comeback, you know, something, you know, age appropriate comeback, but nope, we wait till they're gone and then say we'll slap the shit out of them. Hilarious, man. That was a good joke.
You just laughed and went along
Yeah.
with the joke with the little kid, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a kid, dude. Come on.
I'll leave you to your toys then. Bye bye.
Ran
Or
away
I'm just not
first.
even. Just don't even be rude. Just laugh because it's kid saying like, "Look behind you, idiot," and then okay. Oh yeah, I guess I am an idiot, Bert.
Yeah.
Like, don't take yourself so fucking seriously all the time, you liar.
We take the high road. Go where she can't hear us anymore and then say we'll hit them. Very cool.
Absolutely.
Very base take.
I would have.
My trolls mass flagged that video saying that I was bullying a child.
Which is exactly
You
what
literally
you were doing.
were, bro.
You were.
It's almost like that's what you were doing. Uh-huh.
Okay. You two, being stupid, actually flagged my video and said that I had broken community terms of service. I disputed it and I got it removed. I said, you're out of your mind.
Okay.
The child
You got it.
is not there. I'm not slapping a child. What are you talking about? You even understand the English language? So they reversed it.
You didn't say that you are doing it. You said that you would, which is the
Yes.
thing that people are taking issue with. So
Yes. So this is all YouTube and detractors' fault. Moving on. Very
Your
funny
Honor, I
line.
didn't actually murder him. I just made plans to. So I don't see why I'm being charged with attempted murder because I didn't even attempt it.
Phil
A very cool line from June here.
had lied throughout his marathon streams and the streams afterwards by now stating that over $500 or so went towards his bills and other expenses.
And that's right. And it's all my fault. I misspoke. And it's totally 100% on me for misspeaking like I did. I should have been more upfront. I should have been more transparent.
Another lie. Just throw that
So
on the
much
list. There's too
misspeaking.
many. There's too many to count, but this is another lie.
Parent, and I wasn't.
This contradiction seemed too great, so I asked Phil about it. Phil responded with a superbly long-winded response. His answer is buried in this line. 2 words in his 300.
Yeah, thoughts, Phil? Thoughts on that one? No? Okay.
His answer was hidden in 2 words in this superbly long-winded response.
His answer is...
I gotta hear it again. Sorry.
I should have been more transparent, and I wasn't.
This contradiction seemed too great, so I asked Phil about it. Phil responded with a superbly long-winded response. His answer is buried in this line. 2 words in his 357-word response. Quote, I misspoke. Unquote.
See, again, that is unspinnable. That's unspinnable.
Unspinnable. I love the unquote. It's so good. I misspoke. Unquote. Look, God. Look how this is when you know he's lying because you look how many words you have to say in addition to the lie. You know it's kind of tricky because I misspoke.
Yeah, this is when you lie and then you say but, and then the but is like 5 chapters long.
Yeah.
And like 5,000 words.
However, to be fair, but all the same bullshit.
I think Steve's broke.
It's like, yeah. Yep.
I did do that.
Yep. I do talk a lot of bollocks.
As I think I was saying in this video, after all that, the extra went to the taxes. Oh, okay. We got it. Next up, Philip can't read a graph.
Find out how many bans occurred that day. And according to this user-made graph, the day Jasper was revealed, there were 451 bans on his stream.
How the fuck would you know that?
What? Count? You could count them? I don't know.
Discord tracks that? Discord tracks
Presumably
this?
there's some track.
That's insanely wrong. There's no way.
So it's insanely wrong. Trust me, bro.
Really think that moderators are sitting here banning people?
Yes.
400
on that day,
times in
when
a day? The only way that could be true is if someone was spamming the chat with bots. Like coming in with a bunch of bots. And then we had to take care of it because no one else could talk. Yeah. That's it. That's absolutely ridiculous. There's absolutely no fucking way. 451 people, unless it was bots. That's the only way I can see that's correct.
Okay, so there is a way. It's not absolutely no way.
Look, no. Hold on a second.
Listen, here's
now,
the key point.
this is really bullshit.
Okay.
Take a look. I have a cursor. Oh, cool. I could use this.
Oh,
You're
cool.
telling me that they're saying
I have a cursor. Cool.
every single day that I streamed, we banned 100 people.
I would like to read the top. It says days of over 100 users banned, indicating this graph is only showing days that have only 100 users banned. Philip doesn't get that point, so he's going to keep trying to keep you look. Don't trust this graph. It's very wrong.
Telling me that they're saying every single day that I streamed, we banned 100 people. No. These are
streams where you banned over 100 people.
Correct at all. I don't.
Okay, it is actually
how do you not
correct.
know how to read graphs? You have a fucking business degree, finance.
So it is actually exactly correct. Thank you. Moving on. This one is, I don't know if we can watch the whole thing, but this is the beginning of the champions debunk here. So get ready for this.
You are not going to believe it. I can't make you believe it.
Yes.
And I'm gonna open up for the first time about this topic ever right now here tonight. And some of you, if this is it for you and you can't take it and you want to leave,
this is my
and you're not
favorite
gonna
part.
Come back, I can't stop you. All right, I can't.
But I would if I could.
But
yeah, I wish I could.
For those who've been here through this journey with me, by 16 years as a content creator, this crazy month I just had of resurgence, I would hope that the things that people have been saying to me are true. That you don't care about my
because
past
I've been lying to you. I would hate if you were lying to me.
You're the only one saying that, though. It's not, if it's people saying that, it's your fans saying it. So your fans are saying, "We like you. I like you. Phil, you're having a resurgence," and now you're telling them that they need to believe themselves in what they're saying.
So because people call you king now, I hope you ignore my 7 years of lying. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Notice the important thing here to me is he's not hoping people are going to forgive him for lying. He's hoping that people wouldn't care.
Yes.
People are going to ignore it.
Because when somebody lied about something and they regret doing it, you hope that they're going to forgive you because you lied and it was the circumstances that made you lie, or you felt pressured, or you fucking lied and you're apologizing and you're sincere about apologizing. You want them to forgive you, not for them to not care. And what he's hoping here is for them to just not care that he fucking lied for 5 to 7 years straight.
Stop
and
talking about it.
He called people mentally ill. He said those people should get checked. They should get fucking put in rehab. They should get put in a fucking asylum. All that shit for years. And then he was one day was like, "Well, I lied. LOL."
Hope you guys don't mind it. I'm king now.
Truth, then.
Yeah,
this is the nugget of truth.
Yep.
That
Remember
everything
those
else is built on.
Nugget of excuses? Nugget of truth excuses? Those are it's a pretty big fucking nugget, I guess.
That was stupid and bad. Because I admit it was stupid and bad, okay? All right, so, are you ready? Admission number 1. Yes, the They Call Me DSP account in WWE Champions is my account, okay? That's admission number 1. It is. It always was, okay? Now, it was very stupid for me to name it They Call Me DSP. I said, why was he so dumb to name that account that?
Yeah.
Because
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Steve.
It just should have been a big thing. Like he's just there, and we're moving past it. And like we did a whole other stream last week where we didn't even mention it. Because there was other shit to talk about.
Yep. Big news.
Like
dude.
this is it. This is 7 years of this. In this
When
one
I
moment.
opened it,
Amazing.
I want to say something real quick. Since DSP is the king of semantics, I'm going to use semantics against him.
Oh, please.
They call me DSP account is mine and always was. That sounds like it's still yours, buddy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Using the present tense of is mine?
Is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
what I would think
think.
too.
It's very funny with Philomania in the background as well, and his little photo picture. Yeah, definitely.
2007
Underneath the words "game over."
It's kinda, you know what? It's pretty fucking disrespectful to his own fans to have a huge ass clown show for a whole week, playing champions on stream and pretending to own the meme and make fun of his detractors for believing that he's down from the rafters, and just come forward and admit he is down from the rafters.
Yep.
Because it only seems to me like the actual butt of the joke is his actual fans that believed him and trusted him, because nobody else did.
I was thinking about it this morning because he was doing those tweets that are like down from, and then he mysteriously stopped at that point. I feel like he was waiting to see if the documentary would even provide enough information that would be so damning that he would have no other choice. So he was basically just hoping that it's like, okay, well, I'll watch it. And if it turns out that there's nothing like concrete or conclusive, then I could just felt them right now and be like, down from the, you're a fucking deadhead, Matt.
That's an interesting thought. Yeah, maybe it was. But yeah, like you said, Meerkat, it's crazy to think about. The week before he admitted anything, he was still doing champions, like as to own the meme. I'll just own the meme. All that was bullshit. All of it.
And again, talking like he couldn't show us this old account because it's not actually down from the rafters, but it's another account that presumably he would have learned his lesson from having had to have 2 name changes in the past, that he would just name it something completely unidentifiable, and therefore the perfect example of something to felt the detractors with to show them that it was a different account.
Also, he named it something that was like a potential risk for his family.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then he made a third account and threw $300 into it.
And also said during this that when he got his phone stopped being able to have the whatever they used, he put Champions on his iPad. He figured out that Champions didn't work on his old iPad, so he downloaded Supercard. Like, I gotta get my fix. I gotta get my fix somehow.
But he was also downloading Champions on his iPad so that he could surreptitiously and illegally log into the account that he had sold to someone else. And therefore throwing the entire plan into jeopardy because the Scopely would have noticed that he logged in from his correct IP address. Would be breaking his DOS. It's insane.
Well, Down from the Rafters has logged in per TJ Gamebox's update.
And he spent over $1,000 too.
Obviously. I mean, you got money, you got to spend it, guys. Come on.
I have this. I made this tweet, which is I'm just gonna read you what DSP said in his chat, so we don't have to actually pull it up. In a second. I also want to say, since DSP was on the Side Scrollers interview, and he mentioned that his Champions account is tied to his Apple account, and that's why he doesn't want to show it because it's going to expose them. I wonder if there's some people, because I don't use iPhones and Apple products myself. I wonder if there's some people that are willing to do the science to actually prove to see how this works. If your account is tied to your Apple account, can you even sell that? How is this even possible on a technical level? How are you going to do that? I guess you need to unlink it somehow. Is this even possible? Is this a thing?
Yeah. We're still working on TJ Gamebox. He couldn't make it today, but yeah, that'd be a good question for him.
I think you sell like the access to your Scopely account and not your Apple account?
Yeah, because those things
transfer between like models and brands of phone.
But those things would be very hard to unpair, like an Apple ID from like a game login, unless you had a Android account that you could log into from your new Samsung Galaxy S24.
But anyway, like we showed, the lying is very thick in this one. He also says, I didn't have the phone back then. When he's talking about the Side Scrolls interview, he had the phone.
Which is the phone he showed the picture of Jasper.
So I did find my tweet. And the point I was trying to make is, the reason why DSP said he sold his account is the following. And this is DSP Gaming in his chat, tagging someone and saying, you do realize I already fessed up. and that account they're tracking isn't mine anymore, right? So the whole idea is he admitted to selling it so people can stop tracking it, so they can stop calling him out every time he logs in during times he's not supposed to be streaming and he isn't streaming, and he spends a sum of money. And then he's trying to protect himself from any follow-up on this issue. He just wants to shut it down, shut everybody up, and just nothing to see here. Please disperse. Please go away.
Don't look at the man behind the curtain, please. Just
amazing.
Just
His genius excuse to get out of this, his brilliant ploy is to say, that's not me.
Yeah, someone else.
That's how he's going to deal with all this now. I was.
But why would I lie about this? Why would I be lying now? Why would I be lying now after I've already admitted?
Already lied.
I already told you it's me.
I said this somewhere else, but like, if you have any experience with like, young family members, kids under the age of like 12 or 13, it is the exact way that kids try to like deceive, just these like really, really basic, stupid kind of lies that are based on trust.
All right, real
I
quick.
didn't eat all the cookies with it all over you. Like chocolate all over you.
I ate one cookie. Why would I have eaten the whole thing? Why would I admit to eating the whole thing?
A very good clip here.
Whatever. I would appreciate it, guys. We're at $42 in tips. I would really appreciate it if we get some more. Like I said, these countdown streams, sadly, they didn't even do as well as my gameplay streams. And right now, I really need the help with tips. So if you like this stream, please, if you can tip me, I would appreciate it. We just got to cheer. Bugsnax numero uno cheer again. Said, being honest. Oh, here we go. Now he's talking about WWE champions. So he's a piece of shit. You piece of donkey shit. How about this?
You were right.
Wow.
How about this? WWE champions. All right? WWE champions lives rent-free in your motherfucking head.
Oh.
I don't think about WWE champions.
Oh.
You do. You probably know way more about the fucking game than I ever will because you're an idiot. You're an obsessed loser.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Snoop,
I think this guy is owed an apology.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one is still like I gave all mobile games up when Cat moved in with me because I wanted to focus on the future. And
I made a commitment to her. I made a commitment to her that I was not going to play mobile games in a big way anymore. Real quick, just quick one. Oh, by the way, a lot of people were asking Snoop, was that your tip, by the way, to Phil that made him say
that? Was not my tip. No.
Okay. I know you do it a lot. Just make sure. All right, next.
The top 3 comments on this video read.
So I just skipped the part where it's them. They showed Phil, but they blurred out his face so you couldn't see it. But watch Phil's response to this.
Quote, the unstoppable force of nature that is DSP single-handedly making the gaming industry worse by simply playing games.
I don't even get it. What does that mean? I don't understand what the reference was because that wasn't the full context, right? What was that?
It was.
So what they're showing is something about game development, and they used my video as an example of how the game development worked, and it helped the player, and that's a bad thing? I'm lost.
Yeah.
No, I don't get it. If someone can ever explain that to me or break that down in basically how that's a bad thing, I mean, is that not a good thing? That they were showing, here, we put something in the game to help the gamer along their way so not to get lost. It motivates them to do things, and here's how it was implemented. Here's a gamer actually doing it. How is that a bad thing?
Phil, have you heard the phrase lowest common denominator? That's why it's a
those
bad
are
thing.
good.
Exactly.
Those are good things, though. I love that.
Force of nature that is DSP single-handedly making games industry
Reading
worse.
it again, trying to get it.
That make games more fun. I mean, what are you talking about?
More fun.
More fun.
Boy.
There's 2
They
more.
are dumbing games down, and you are the target audience.
Correct.
What there showed the game being dumbed down. I don't understand.
They had a way to direct you to go a certain place, whereas most people don't want to be directed. They want to go at their own place.
What? So they just shouldn't put the cheese at the end of the maze? Huh? Wow. Okay. Oh, great. This is very fun. I don't even get a piece of cheese.
The cheese should be right outside the first hatch where I'm let into the maze.
They should just give the rat the cheese, please.
Shouldn't be a maze. You should just be a corridor straight down.
What is this maze bullshit? Just give it to me right away. You fucking dumb fucks.
Please.
Mouth
I hate
droolers.
this. This is too hard. They're not telling me how to get through this maze. This sucks.
There was an indicator on the shore that you needed to go there to do something.
Look at his cope.
I saw the indicator, as intended, went to the shore and did it.
Like a rat in a cage.
A slide against the game. It doesn't even make sense. What?
You're right. You got it, Philip.
Look up
Nailed it.
Skinner. Right, Philip.
I don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to understand it. I guess we're just going to move
and I don't
on.
get it.
I don't get it.
I'm not gonna understand
Anyway,
it, so I'm
Nathan
gonna
Smith,
literally
thanks
throw
for
my
18
hands
months.
into the air.
This
Dude,
argument is too
just
much
like
above
one
his
more-
head.
One more piece of context.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like last night when he was getting really mad at Astrobot?
Yeah.
Because he
Astrobot.
couldn't get through that. A game that like is primarily for kids.
Very
And my
famously
niece is
difficult
playing
game.
it and she's 9 and she's getting further than Phil with less help.
I'd love to see DSP tackle a game like Putt Putt. Like, if you've ever watched Indrid Cold's Twitch streams, Putt Putt gave her a little bit of a challenge, but I think Phil would take much longer than Indrid Cold did.
I think he has played. I know it's strange, but he has played Secret to Monkey Island before, and we're talking ancient times. And he had fun. It's very weird. He is not yet the cranky. Why aren't games giving me the option yet? Because he's not doing it for money yet. That's the difference.
Well, he's literally got a player's guide open next to him too.
That could be too. That could be too.
Yeah. It could be this.
Yep.
Or perhaps nowadays he's just so insecure and paranoid that people are going to make a "this is how you don't play."
Yeah.
That he just doesn't even try to play it organically. It's always like he's scared, so he needs to look at chat. And if they say something wrong, it's their fault. So it's not Phil that did the mistake; it's Chad that told him something wrong.
So
you can't
This
make
is
fun of
a
me.
middle-aged man, by the way.
Snoot. Ask Indrid how she thinks DSP would do on Trolley Problem.
Absolutely, I will. I will ask
Yes.
that. Just be like, well, what do I get for pulling the lever? What,
Yeah,
what?
why would I
Oh,
pull
what?
that?
So just people. Well, there's no benefit to me. Well, I'm not doing it then. I'm not doing it. I'm going to sit here until someone tells me what to do.
So I killed like 400 people then. Fine. There's no
Fine.
winning in this. This is stupid.
You didn't tell me that would happen.
There's two more, because so Philip's going through this whole thing, obviously, of like, I don't know what to talk about. There's two more comments we have to go
So
through. Let's see how
much
Philip handles it.
Ultra membership. Thank you, Nathan. He says, how's the doc? It's going good. But you know me.
DSP has.
Forever. I'm so long-winded. So we'll definitely finish it tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
You live in a timeline where DSP has game companies making games catering to him.
Philip, does that help you understand?
What a horrible time to live in where DSP is the standard audience games are aimed at.
And Philip, it seems to be very clearly explain what he means by this.
Unquote.
It's a
During this
Like I said, like I said, if you want the truth, just pay attention to the times he's silent.
He has a fadeaway comment here, though. Listen.
standard audience games are aimed at. Unquote. During this
It
entire
doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense at all. They could have literally taken any gamer doing what I just did there, of which every gamer did. Every gamer saw the indicator, went to the shore, did the thing.
Oh,
But
you know
because
that
it's me,
was it
now it's a
tracked?
negative me. If it was anyone else, it would have been perfectly fine. And this is how I get treated on the internet. For everyone else, normal behavior is fine. But when DSP does anything, it's incredibly abhorrent behavior for which he must be made a horrible villain. Correct?
Okay, so like we said there, like I said on the night this debunk, being bad at games isn't why people do not like DSP. I really don't think that's the case. Similar to that Brazilian, like Ludwig made the comparison. Remember that breakdancing horrible Brazilian person that did the worst shit ever? No one hates that
American.
person.
Australian, sorry.
Yeah, Australian. No one hates her. They laugh at her.
Got there in the end.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Some
not
people-
a hatred
some people
thing.
hate her.
Well, you
Some
know,
people
it's
do
not,
hate her.
Yeah, dude, she was so bad, in fact, that it sparked an investigation why she even made it to the Olympics in the first place. That
Well,
shit
that's-
was so funny.
She had her
When
own
your
this how you
husband
don't
is
play.
one of the judges. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
She had her own this how you don't play moment, but still, it's more about the other shit, Philip, not just you being bad at games. All right, we definitely don't have time for this, but we have to comment on the bank leaks, okay?
Okay.
So Philip goes through this. How he's going to handle this is he brings up that there was a fraud that took place, but it wasn't the bank leaks. You know what I'm talking about, guys? It wasn't.
Yeah.
There was a different thing that happened that made they paid for stuff before it was supposed to be paid for. That wasn't the
or
bank
it was
leaks.
Too much, yeah.
It was something else. And then we kind of never have a defense for the bank leaks other than it's not me. So this was, I mean, I guess with evidence this strong, how are you going to defend this? I guess what else are you left with, right? Is just by saying it's not me. But this was interesting part of the documentary for sure. It's so, I mean, use your brain. Broside Phil put out a video recently that has all 4 times he went to Curls and Twirls and he said on stream, guys, get my hair cut. All 4 of those show his transactions on the bank leaks at Curls and Twirls. I put on Twitter, on Kat's birthday, which is the best time to take her to a nice restaurant like Burger King, obviously. That's on there. Also, the sushi they got after that is also on there on the bank leaks. It's him. I mean, it's him. So, but our response to this is, it wasn't me. I mean, that's what we said here. So I think you might say it here. I think.
But you got me on.
So,
it wasn't me.
This whole bank leak story, all right, is so ridiculous because it's not correct, all right? Those times that I'm referencing stuff on stream have nothing to do with these bank leaks, all right?
Yes, they actually have everything to do with what's on the... What? They have everything to do with it. They prove the bank leaks are real. This statement is so wild.
Just because I say I'm doing something doesn't mean I did it. I could be lying to you about that, dummy. I lied about everything. So what if I was just lying about these, sort of meaning nothing less sort of minuscule things, right? You can't trust anything I say. Please tip.
When he said he got a flat tire, there was a transaction from Firestone.
To do with these bank leaks, all right? So I'm going to tell you what really happened. Then I'm going to tell you what I think is going on with this.
Okay, I want to skip past. I'm going to tell you what really happened because you know how that goes.
At all. So if I said that one was true, there's no risk at me saying this is also true. This is a horrible federal crime that happened to me. Correct? But I'm going to tell you right now, this isn't true. Okay? Here's what actually happened. One day, I wake up in the morning.
He notices his bank is going overdrawn. Okay, get to it.
Every month for various...
I was still
let's
working
say
at Sikorsky.
there's a utility you have every month.
Yeah, they paid my bill for me.
A couple companies. So you kind of know where I am. You know,
they made
this
the
is a company
regular
that Phil may
direct
have an account
debits
with,
he
this is a
had
company
go
Phil may
out
have an
earlier
account with
with
because
more
he kind of
money.
lives in this. He knows
This
exactly
is the same
where he
story
lives.
you told about the
I
Comcast
almost suspect
guy, by the
maybe
way.
perhaps some of it might have come out during the bankruptcy. I don't know. Like,
okay,
person on the line and
drag the
able to call in,
so we can, confuse things further.
We're saying a lot of words so you don't get to the
actually
point.
Impersonate me.
Yep, impersonate me. Everyone knows it's a bad thing to do.
Two-factor authorizations. Every company. So that way no one can just impersonate me.
Now he knows about two-factor authentication, by the way.
What code?
And I explained, and they said, listen, you have everything on like auto. You need to basically get a new account.
Okay.
Wait to pay them anything. Basically I stream. So what June is doing, he's taking these clips that my detractors assumed were referencing these bank leaks. And he's saying, there's your evidence. He's talking about it. No, it had nothing to do with these bank leaks at all. All right? So when people started talking...
I'm not stopping because you tell me what this means.
...to me about these bank leaks, I tried to look into them, but the only place that had information about them was Kiwi Farms. So at first I was very apprehensive about going over to Kiwi Farms to look at them.
Yes.
But eventually I did give it a gander. And from what I'm to understand, because by the time I got over there...
Sorry.
Excuse me.
Right, okay. But you're having your identity stolen. Your bank is calling you to say, hey, there's a lot of suspicious transactions in your account. And you don't want to go looking for information about that.
Yeah, exactly.
I might find something. I don't know.
Yeah. Keep in mind, the worst thing that can happen on that site is somebody calling him a slur. It's not like you go to that site and they hack into your router or your bank account and they steal everything. It's a fucking forum.
Yeah. No, you're thinking of the King of Hate forums there.
Oh, yeah, that's something else.
What we're doing here is just trying to make you think like this is from Kiwi Farms, therefore that means they're bad. Right? This is all Kiwi Farms information. It's tainted.
Basically, you didn't have access to any of the stuff that they were saying was the corroborating evidence. All right? Because let me put it in perspective.
The corroborated evidence is the things he said on stream and using our eyeballs to read the bank leaks. That's all the evidence you need, So he's trying to say a lot of words to get around that, but unfortunately, that's the long and short of it.
This is real, all right, which I'm telling you it's not. You can judge for yourself what you think.
Yeah,
if this is real, someone had to find a way to basically impersonate me.
Yes, go ahead.
If somebody is lying about me, and I'm trying to prove that they're lying about me, the last thing I'm going to say is you can make of this whatever you feel like. You decide if it's real or fake. No, you just say it's fucking fake if it's fake.
Yeah.
You don't let people decide.
What was
Defend
that thing
yourself.
You said? Truth does not fear verification or whatever, authentication.
Investigation,
yeah. If you really are, I'd be pretty fucking pissed if there's a bank account out there it's not mine and people are saying it's me and people are trying to say like don't donate because I got all this shit. Also, pretty serious fucking deal.
Remember, is this tirade that he's going on before or after when he admitted to being a big liar about WWE champions.
After. That's
right after.
Okay, so you, the known liar, are asking me to just sort of trust your word on it now.
By the way,
you don't have to if you don't want to.
Okay.
You can believe him if you want, but you know.
He makes
Thank
fun
you.
of he says like, why would I ever do DoorDash 3 times a day or something? All the meals. There are so many times
you're
on those
fat and
fake weeks
lazy.
that he does that. Like twice in the same day, just here, over $100 on DoorDash, same fucking day. After they already went to Burger King that day, after we've already spent $88 on Apple on WB Champions, but we got tipped $690. So hell yeah.
Why would I transfer the money out of my PayPal into my bank account? That would be so stupid of me to do.
Oh my God.
Why
I
would
know.
I say,
We
why would
gotta
I, the
finish,
man
but-
with bankruptcy, do something stupid?
Yeah, that his
like,
defense
maybe because
yeah. Go ahead.
just like that's where your money comes from, and you've got bills to pay, so you're going to transfer money from that into that, so you can pay your bills. Banks, like and energy companies and utilities and all that, don't tend to take payment through PayPal,
Right.
so you have to have that money in your account.
Yeah, his
So
defense
that's why.
was at one time saying everyone that knows the game know that would be a stupid thing to do. So we're supposed to believe that Philip knows it's a stupid thing to do. Therefore, he didn't do that because it's a stupid thing to do.
Yeah,
After we watched 4 hours of a documentary showing all the stupid shit he did.
Dude, like his defense is like, why would I buy it here when it's like cheaper to buy it on some other website or through some other means? And it's like, because you are stupid, you will do that. Which you do with with Street Fighter 6. The moment you got it on PC, you were like, well, I can get like the premium one for 60 quid, or I can get the regular one for 40 quid with the battle pass for another 40 quid. I'll do that and spend more money than I need to.
Guys, when have I ever intentionally spent more money than I needed to? Never.
Yes.
I'll buy the Humble Bundle for an extra $20.
Yeah.
Trust me, guys.
Like I said, reverse engineer the account however they did it.
Yeah.
They literally committed a federal crime every time they accessed the account because that's fraud.
No one's
You're pretending
arguing
you're
that.
me, you shouldn't have access to the data, right?
So you call the police then, right? Definitely.
And then they did it repeatedly over and over to keep getting transaction history. So if he said, what did TJ Gamebox say? They did it increments of 10. They did it like 500 times.
Yes.
So they committed 500 federal crimes.
That does not mean the facts that they found were not true.
What?
So I know that's not true anyway, but let's just pretend it's true. It does not mean that what they found is not valid and true, right? That's what he's trying to say. So if you let's pretend I stole this old, I don't know, documents from someone's house. It is theft, but it doesn't mean the things I found are true. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I guess
if you were a police officer and you obtained evidence against someone illegally, it would not be admissible in court, which is what I think he is conflating here.
No, I think what he's trying to say is because when the person was going and getting the transaction history, it would replay it in units of 10. It would like the last 10 transactions, and then you had the option to carry on or end the call.
Mm-hmm.
And he thinks like every time they went carry on, that's another crime. That's not how it works. They got all the information at once. You can hear him say they made like 500 crimes there.
He thinks he had to call back in 500 times.
Yes,
I think he did, yeah.
And set the date range as January 1st through January 8th, and now January 9th through January 16th.
Yes.
But I think that I don't know why anybody else but the guy who committed the crime is supposed to give a fuck whether or not this is a crime. Like I don't give a fuck.
I know. It's over. I mean, you can't. It's a very fucked up thing to do, but it's over, and the numbers are right there. So we can't just say because he did a fucked up thing, the numbers aren't real, because they are.
Yeah. And this spreadsheet, by the way, for people who don't know, because this happened like over 2 years ago, this is based on a video that filmed a mobile phone that had a chatbot. Well, it's not a chatbot, but it's a text-to-speech, essentially, reading out every single transaction. And somebody was writing it down in a spreadsheet. So this is why the spreadsheet exists.
No, didn't that come later? Didn't Piece of Piece put that in after the leak? Because feels like they were doing it like and entering the as they do as they go. But I'm sure like Piece of Piece put this together later.
I'm sure
the audio was recorded first, and then stuff was made from it. Yeah,
and then they just went back to Excel and did it row by row. I don't think Piece of Piece is the one who did that. I believe
No. He just put the data into this form
in one place.
But Phil's saying like they were doing it transaction by transaction, and as they were going, they were entering this into a spreadsheet, and they weren't. The spreadsheet came later.
Not that would matter either way. Completely irrelevant, right? Like
John Bono says, you can't unfuck the bank leaks, and I agree with that. You can't.
Absolutely.
To get this data, okay? That's pretty crazy. Now, from what I'm to understand, this spreadsheet was made because I guess people were saying there was a call-in system. So they were calling into a bank, and then they would just sit there how they came up with this data.
And then they would just sit there and put it.
Fair enough, if you believe that.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, it's not verifiable, right? At all. There's no way to verify that this is real because they were supposedly doing a phone system and it doesn't work anymore. Like right now, you can't just call and get the data. By the way, if you did, it would be a federal crime.
You tell me what this portion is for.
And get the data. It doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. All right. So you're taking the word of someone.
How is it gone into your bank account?
500 federal crimes.
Hear this?
That this data
5
is
million.
correct.
Yeah, don't say.
Here's the choice you have. Me, who someone has lied for 7.5 years about WB champions, or this person who has committed 500 acts of fraud. Which one do you want to believe? That's the choice you're left with in Philip's world here. That's the gambit we are faced with.
Nita, and by the way, I'm just going to remind you that we are both big liars, okay?
Yes.
We both misled somebody about our identity and who we were. So, please tip. Thank you.
Internet, as if it's believable evidence.
Here's the thing. If he has to resort to pointing out how grave the crimes are, this makes me think it's actually real.
Anything.
Kind of like attacking the character.
I want
of
you
the
to think
person
about how
you're interviewing
insane that
instead of
is.
right?
I just believe it. Because we just believe that everything that's with Phil is bad.
Yep.
So obviously,
Well, I mean, you told us about going for a Burger King on your wife's birthday, and there's a Burger King charge on that account on that day. It's, I know it's circumstantial, Philip, but
also
for being evidence.
When we all believed the thing about WWE champions being real, we were all right. So I would say this is another safe bet for me to assume that the bad thing about you is true.
Oh, yes.
Maybe.
Now, again, here's the thing. If it's real, why wouldn't I admit it? I've already admitted to you. I played WWE champions. I spent a ton of money on it. There's no reason for me to deny it. That's the most damning thing.
It's the amount of money, Philip.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
He only admitted to champions because he was faced with overwhelming evidence that he could not dispute.
Correct.
And in this case, in every other case ever in which he can use this logic, why would I lie? The answer is because you haven't been faced with evidence that is so overwhelming that you literally cannot run away from it.
Yes. And also, if you believe this, that means he spent $44,000 on mobile games in whatever timeline this is, which is just 3 or 4 months or something. $44,000 spent in this time alone, not even lifetime. This time alone in 18 months.
Like
there we
18
go.
months. 18 months.
Yeah, 18 months, $44,000. That's a different level. That's what he's not admitting to that. Remember, TJ Gamebox's numbers, they're he's way overestimating everything. But
he said yesterday that divide the number by 3 or 4, and that's more accurate. Great.
So if you say this is true, that means you've literally spent over $100,000 on the Baby Champions, at least. I mean, confirmed 44,000 would be the number, but and you also have a serious alcohol problem as well.
On booze and
complete
the
alcohol,
DoorDash,
alcohol problem, DoorDash problem, and a mobile game problem. So I mean, a lot of things we have to answer for. If
we can eliminate one of those things, of any of those things, and the other two would still just be as bad, right?
Yep.
So it's not really helping you.
But we could keep going on that, but obviously we got to move on a little bit. I want to get to 2 more things. Just a quick the begging montage I teased earlier. I want to play that real quick. There we go.
And focus on his request of donations. Reddit post after popular Reddit post, discussion of Phil's ungratefulness and constant requests for donations were on an uptick. In October, it was found that in 8 hours, within 6 tweets, Phil was constantly petitioning for more money. Even moments where he got some goodwill were instantly tossed aside.
I 100% completely agree. This arc he's going to go on now is essentially the arc where I started just non-stop talking about money.
Yeah.
This is what Voice Critical rightly has called me out for. I wonder if he has that moment in here. And this was like a wake-up call for me when this happened, because I was like, I gotta change this. This is fucked up. When I finally looked at myself in the mirror and I saw what I was doing on my streams and people started calling this out, I was like,
Philip,
I really shouldn't be
prompted the
constantly doing
introspection.
This is ridiculous.
Like this React stream where Phil finally reacts to the 2015 John Rambo podcast. A criticism within this podcast is how Phil monetizes everything. And since this React was a goal and Phil wanted to avoid proving John Rambo right, he states this.
And I have actively decided that today, since I will be doing this React event, that I am not monetizing it at all. There will be no advertisements on this stream. There are no advertisements on these on-demand videos on YouTube at all.
This multi-hour long stream was not monetized. But the next day, Phil pops on and says this.
Gotta hear this.
The only times that I monetized anything that entire day when I did a 12-hour marathon was the pre-stream and a Feasting with the King video. Sadly, that didn't really do much. So effectively, that was kind of a dead day for me when it comes to business, which is fine. I was expecting that. But today, what I was hoping is that we'd be...
Look at Phil, like Meerkat said. Look at Philip right now in real time. Hold on, let me check out over here. Hang on.
Rallying on
he
my
does this during
streams.
the interviews too. Just he hears something that is not an apology, and he's not interested.
Yep, don't care.
Support, and it didn't happen. In fact, today was an abnormally slow day, even for a weekend.
This is where Phil was at. Similarly, there was a very important keyword: slowest. This is very important because typing it into Pig Go shows that the word is primarily used in one way.
Every time I play it, it ends up being the slowest stream of the week when it comes to support, and it's always my slowest night. You know,
any comment?
It was one of the. I would think tips and support would have been more frequent than slowest, though.
Slowest yeah, good point. Felt it, June.
You have to answer that one, June. What's wrong with you, fucking June, dumb fuck?
That's going to be good during the review. Now, why didn't you look up the words tips or money or please when you were looking up words that I said so on?
Yeah, you're going to find me begging more if you look up tips, June. Yeah. Just saying.
Just for next documentary, the next time you do this.
Lowest, though. The slowest is only when I'm saying, like, the thing it really was the slowest of a time period.
Yeah,
I guarantee you I said things like tips, support, things like that way more than I ever said slowest. This seems like it's argument.
Sometimes he really shows his mental prowess is not what you expect. Like this is, I mean, I know it's like he's trying to prove a point that he's not as bad as this documentary is saying, but come on, man.
About semantics, I understand the argument, but the semantics are kind of silly in my opinion here. Mm-hmm. But I get the argument. Yeah, yes, June. Too much asking for stuff. 100%.
Yeah, thank you.
What is stuff?
Our $10 tip.
What's stuff actually, Philip?
In the body of the tip, I know that it doesn't just come up to opinion. Slowest streams I've ever done, which really sucks.
I don't know, like it's almost like he's allergic to saying money when it comes to him. When it comes to everybody else, he's just throwing it all over the place. They just want money. He just wanted money when he interviewing me. They're so greedy for money. When he comes to him, it's always everything but money.
Mm-hmm. He is allergic to money. That's why he's got to spend it so fast. Get away from me.
One of the slowest things I've had in months. The Call of Duty stream today was one of the slowest streams I've done in ages. I don't know what happened there. Support of the stream was always hit or miss. Sometimes it'd be one of the slowest streams I ever did in a week.
Now, this was never really a secret. It was just being discussed more because Phil didn't care to mask it, and the tips tracker would not allow him to form a more complex excuse for why he needed more money.
Yep.
The discussion of Phil eventually found its way to Critical Stream.
All right, we can't watch that. You know that arc. Last one here. Last clip I do want to play today is this one.
Fuck those people.
We know you're spreading the plague.
Phil lies so much, it is hard to know what is fake or fact. His bankruptcy files remain king due to them being legal forms. Then you have lesser evidence like the Discord screenshots or even the bank leaks that could theoretically be faked. But the coordination and dedication would make these chances minuscule. Yet Phil gravitates more towards wild theories himself as a way to represent them and paint the detractor community poorly as a way to also dismiss the valid criticism. And this somewhat works with his fans who have been doxxed, are people with disabilities, are socially inept, or are just lonely.
Yeah. I think he has autism. And this is has it.
Philip, this is a long period of silence.
Philip?
Okay.
Asperger's.
What is
yeah! He did the Instagram response.
Okay.
Low-level autism.
Oh.
Okay.
Asperger's.
What does this have to do with anything? He's interviewing someone who says they're my fan, who says they have low-level autism and thinks that I'm autistic. What does this have to do with anything?
Low-level autism.
I think this actually has to do with a lot, because imagine having a fan of yours being interviewed, and the first thing they have to say is that they think you have autism.
Yeah.
That says a lot. Because this guy didn't say, "Oh, Phil is so much fun. People are criticizing him for all the wrong reasons." The one thing he had to say is, "I think this guy might be autistic."
Makes you fucking think, doesn't it? All right, but there obviously there's endless clips we could play from this thing. Hope you enjoyed our coverage of this legendary documentary, which we'll definitely never talk about again. It's the last time we're ever bringing it up on this show ever. So if you want to have questions, go back to this stream. Not to talk about it. Final words though. Let's go to you, Snood, first. Any final words before we play? By the way, we will
we have shout outs to do though.
Oh yeah, we'll do shout outs.
Been privated while we've been online.
No, that's Bob Starsky. Yeah, I'll do shout outs. Don't worry, I'll do shout outs. I'll make sure it works.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so we'll do a fadeaway song, by the way, but let me get the shout outs here real quick, and then we'll get you out of here. So hold on, let me go back in time here. Big ups to Movie Sign for the member bomb. Woo! Big ups, dude. Five member bomb. Oink oink ack ack with the bust. Big ups. Predator Steelman says, late by 2 minutes and 45 seconds, disaster stream. I think we're pretty on time for this one, but you know. Gengar Green says, hey, LT, those videos of Phil talking about W champions hit different than they used to, but I'm not sure why. It's much funnier. It's much funnier, trust me. I played on WPIG today, like, you know, a classic, you know, if you believe this shit, you need help. Yes, you need help. It's very funny. Aid Robertson says, big ups TBS and Snood from Aid and Becca. Big ups, Aid. Well Swayed with
Shout
the bust.
out Aiden and Becca. Happy recovery to Becca.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well Swayed with the bust, excuse me. Hosky with the gift. Big ups. Iwamoto says, your laughter warms my heart. Big ups, Iwamoto. Glad we can warm you. Copeside Phil says, Jim responded instantly to June, but not to Phil. And once again, Phil, has zero self-awareness and can't take a hint to save his life. Utterly Insane says, maybe he can call the stream with Jim Chemo Casino.
Hey! I was thinking that, but I thought that would be in too poor taste. That's awesome.
Oh, right.
No, but it's good because someone else said it and not us.
Yeah, not
us. All we
Yeah.
did this stream is say a bunch of slurs and have a whole segment about slurs.
I disavow
That's
that
cool.
part also. I already apologized for that.
Big ups to Vikes, who says, ALT has lied about loving Cat for years. No, I have not lied. He never said anything like that.
He meant it.
About that one. He's been 100%
No. Next up, Dreaded End with the bust. Adriana for the bust. Dominic says he's petrified of saying the word money, Dominic, and you saw the future. And we commented on that very same thing, Dominic. You're a legend. Les Peter Guitar Jam with the bust. Ikiro says his fingernails were tingling.
All over the place.
Yeah, his fingernails were tingling for the Blackpack comment. They were. Big ups to Yomoto says, I vote for the title of Slurred Speech on today's stream.
Nice.
Slurred
That's good.
Speech, yes. DSP Flag It says, last night during Call of Duty, someone asked DSP about wearing headphones, and he was right back to the narrative, I can't wear them because of my ears, as if we didn't just watch him wear them for interviews. Yeah, I know. It's just for interviews he can wear them, for gameplay he can't. CTC Jackie says, can we talk about the 5K expenses per month that he says he doesn't have? During the 341 meeting, all of his income was, that's March, the bankruptcy meeting. All of his income was approximate amounts. Remember the 3 to 4 quote, but not the expenses. Oh no, those are $5,000 each time. That's true. I mean, there's so much shit to go through. Yeah, but he knew about those. But then when asked about them later, I don't know. Whatever the tax attorney said, they agreed to everything. Toned Entertainment says, because pouring bacon grease down your toilet doesn't make you look like an idiot. And let's face it, this is the pinnacle of what he could cook. Yeah. J-Dog says, now guys, the comb Guile is supposed to be holding has been snapped off, but this statue is still a great investment. Correct.
Absolutely.
Gorilla Glue, it'll be fine.
Yeah. NWO News says, the only reason we're telling truths now is to better conceal the newest lies. Something to be said for that. Well, I think it's so we don't have to lie anymore. Like, I'm tired of lying about that stuff. So let me just tell you I lied so I don't have to say I don't have to lie anymore. It's just out there. I'm tired of the lying. But now I can make new lies that you'll
now I can lie
later.
about other shit. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Pachani says, Steve, can you explain DSP's apology fetish? Go ahead, Steve.
Insecurity. He demands it from people because he's been wounded or offended in some way, and he just can't deal with it. He can't get over it. He can't cope with it. So he needs reassurance.
Next up, I'll put that on the screen there, see if something to look at.
Would you also say,
yep.
I would like to ask Steve, would you also say it's just a method of feeding into his narcissism by justifying how greatly he thinks of himself? And when somebody apologizes to you, you basically, it reinforces that you're really important and really special?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's elevating him, isn't it? Someone's coming to him to apologize. They're supplicant to him. They're like, "I'm really sorry. Please forgive me. You are the one who has the power in this interaction, in this relationship." So yeah, there's loads of reasons why he has it.
That's
Especially
a
if he
bro.
spent his entire young life being the butt of every single joke out of everyone's mouth.
Oh yeah.
Right?
You guys are coping. Michael A.E. says, I bought gems. Skip the maze. Hell yeah. I bought the gems. Fuck your maze. Loki Whiskey says, when Phil played Black Ops last night, he said that skill-based matchmaking gives him more lag. You serious?
Yeah, the computer's working too hard to put up the matches with the lower level.
Lag.
Is it true he's playing on the gaming PC but with a controller?
With a brand new Elite Core controller with brand new accessories. Thank you very much.
Smart.
Okay, this was very expensive, and it was donated before you even ask. Okay,
very smart.
So he's natively playing against PC players that play on mouse and keyboard, but he has a controller.
Mm-hmm.
Nailed it.
Playing on a controller on PC gives you auto aim. Stupid. Okay?
Auto aim.
Yeah. Seething. DSP Flag It says, also Kat's birthday was the day off and Phil didn't mention a peep about it, which she's not a part of streams, but he brings her up in terms of cooking and days off. I bet he'd mention Triple P's birthday. Maybe.
Going out to dinner.
He didn't even get her a present, remember? The present hadn't come by.
Oh yeah,
It had been ordered, but it wasn't.
That's a good point, though. It was legitimately Kat's birthday was like a topic of a pre-stream every year, basically. And they talk about all the cool stuff, and I got her present. It's not here yet, though. I really care about her, though. Trust me. Anyways, YouTube commenter says, "Dear Phil, you can literally crop out one day of transactions and show that these don't match. Every shopping trip being a day off is also hilarious." Yeah, that's true, too. All the shopping is literally day. He's not lying about what he does on his day off, by the way. He's not lying about that. The bank leaks show that is to be the case. But if he wanted to disprove these, choose a day, show a transaction from said day, and of course people wouldn't believe it. But again, it would take a little bit of effort, and some people might believe you more than they do now. But too late for that. Dissension says, glorious hair, Steve. Where's the analytics crown? Steve, you need an analytics crown.
I'll get one. I'll sort something.
Big Peppo says, y'all need It's a Gundam for this. Yeah, we've had It's a Gundam on now 2 or 3 times now. But yeah, we'll get him back on. Don't worry. He'll be back someday. We got a type topic for something. DSP Flag It says, Phil doesn't monetize interviews, but then creates 3 or 4 clips with inflammatory titles that are 100% monetized because he needs to monetize the hate. Oops. We're not monetizing the hate. We are absolutely weaponizing the hate, actually. Ikiro says, but he committed federal tax fraud. Correct. And only half Korean says, level 1, autism. Big ups, only half Korean. That was
It's actually, it's pretty crazy. He just straight up admitted he committed federal tax fraud. That's like crazy. Well, okay, it might not have been tax fraud, but bankruptcy fraud. That's what he admitted to.
Yes.
Just straight up.
Perjury.
Perjure.
Yeah.
But that will do it for this one. Snood, final words. When is Detractor being back on? A lot of people are asking.
Probably be Thursday night, which I think is not a DSP night off once again. So I'm
felted. God.
And welcome to the new era of DSP detracting, which is even more unsure of what DSP says and does. So that's gonna be fun.
A Hard Haven is a question for Meerkat. Meerkat, I gather you're a Medicare fan with how much you're defending Phil saying that shit. How much just laughing at Phil for lack of tact? What do you mean?
Wait, what? How about just laughing at Phil for the lack of tact? I just don't think Jim would have anything against DSP saying a grave error and before it's too late. And I wouldn't even say I'm a Medicare fan. I don't watch his streams whenever he does them. I just know that he wouldn't have anything against this.
Yeah.
I just think it's really funny that DSP had to both claim that his detractors were a bunch of idiots for pointing this out and also backpedal, delete the tweet, and apologize for it. And I think that he should have done one of those to be more consistent, but he did both of them. That's my problem.
Correct. Steve of the Dead, how's the video coming? Anything you want to share before we get out of here and play this video?
Yeah, I'm still working on it. It's still gonna be a while.
Give him a break. Give him a break. He's not in Seattle. He doesn't have the
Get off his
benefit
back,
of the Seattle
ALT,
air.
okay?
Come on. Meerkat, any fading word, final words before we play the video here? We'll get out of here.
Go flip a burger.
Yeah! All right, guys. We'll be back on Thursday for the day off, and that will be the day before the June interview, so that should be pretty interesting. You're all legends, though. Don't forget it, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's enjoy this song. Bye.
Bye.
Please, then I'll mute.
We have verifiable evidence that Derek is a pedophile.
And you're basically admitting he's a pedophile.
Oh, no, let me tell you this.
So,
I don't know anything about that.
So if he does have playlists of little girls on his channel, he's creeping on little girls, do you disavow that behavior?
Oh, absolutely I do. Absolutely,
So you disavow Derek then?
Yeah, I don't condone any of that. If this is what you guys are telling me, then yeah, I'm going to ban him.
Bye, bye, bye.
I mean, I'll be honest. It makes me sad for two reasons.
Bye, bye.
It makes me sad to know that this guy does all that shit because I heard it for like 2 years now.
Oh, I'm doing this tonight. You're probably gonna start to cry. No choice but to comply. Hey, Andy, come on. Defend you endlessly, though you do not tip me. So now it's time to leave you, my human son. Getting pounded like it's bukkake. It's in my eyes. Don't tell me in China they say Derek bye bye bye. I'm listening to Triple P. Chat is full of mango ice cream emojis. King of hate sees while he doth decry. Derek bye bye bye. I folded under all the stress. Pressure to concede that you're a PDF
file.
You are Raven and I am King Slide. Derek bye bye bye.
I will say this, art is art.
I've come from in your youth. Now, girl, I got a good to you. So, will you please pronounce my name with an H? I love you, DSP. Do you wanna like my tweet? My life would be much wetter. Please be on me. Kitty, you did not say my name. No J-O-I. I prefer girls before their prime, between 4 and 9. I'm cranking on my tool to you. Really love seeing them and puke on you. Please unblock me, I apologize. The 4-star has died. At home playing golf with the stock. Wanna sing the theme to the Pokemon.
Hey guys, it's Derek here.
Chat might hate me, but I don't know why. Feel it, bye bye bye.
Derek, I've already said I would see you tomorrow night. It's cool.
Derek, cool, just a little too hard. Now they're gonna tear us apart. Now I'm gonna have to return that money to his mom. But I know you won't be gone too long. You don't wanna miss this meaningful bond. Maybe you could watch Raven and Aqua, cause you all get along. And I don't wanna see you get packed out by King Slide. But you're just a pedo, so get banned. Derek, bye-bye. You're like a taco from Trader Joe's. Wanna be my cat, but you won't wear a bow.
Derek is not Jack the King.
You may wear it, but you're a PC guy. Derek, bye-bye-bye. I was like a dad to you. Found you on my knee while we write a haiku. I gave that banning cause I ain't your guy. Derek, bye-bye-bye. Move along, I'm making room. It doesn't even really matter if you came to coom. Bye-bye. I ain't gonna play your game, so you better find a hooker who will say your name. I don't wanna be that guy, but I can't deny you're a real bad look for me. Bye-bye-bye, like a sun, I'm afraid we're done. Buy a sock, disguise, bye-bye. Didn't wanna let you go, but it's you against the money, and I guess you know 1651, cause my funds ran dry. Derek, bye-bye-bye. If I let you stay, then you'll jeopardize my future chances of a Hogan pole. To keep first place, I need this heat to die. Bye-bye-bye.
I'll see you later, Derek. I actually don't think clicking like on a live stream helps at all, so it really doesn't matter.
This one goes out to the one and only, the big cat, the fat cat. Big ups. I first saw you in Burger King. You took 2 seats, cause that ass is way too big. Had a boyfriend, I realized, but you told him lies with your raccoon eyes. The DoorDash is here. Wipe away your tears. Got you extra fries, and they taste just right. Have no fear, there's no trolls here. Kevin made you cry with those raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Kevin made you cry with those raccoon eyes. Take you power walking on the beach, feasting on some sushi like you were the queen. Let me run some errands while you sleep. I can watch you play Skyrim all day this week. Have no fear, there's no trolls here. Kevin made you cry with those raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Raccoon eyes. Kevin made you cry with those raccoon eyes.
In reality, like I tell you guys, every day when I wake up, that's the best day of my life. I feel like this next day is awesome. I have a beautiful wife who I love so much. She loves me, and a family, Jasper, and you know the things we get to do together. You know, I definitely want more time with them and more family time. But I absolutely love my life today compared to how it used to be. Seriously, all those years back then, you'd be like, it's a whirlwind of crap. It was me. And by the way, I've told you guys about my past. I used to drink way too much. I would be drinking constantly, all the time, because I was so stressed out. Honestly, when I started with this whole thing, I was depressed many years ago, a decade ago. I didn't like my life or anything. And basically, liquor was the way to kind of get through that. It was, I hate my life. I hate who I am. So let me just drink it all away and just keep pumping out fucking YouTube videos. I don't have to do that shit anymore. Like, I'm happy with who I am. I actually don't think clicking like on a live stream helps at all. So it really doesn't matter if this stream gets 100 likes or 2. I don't think it affects it.
Cobra wins again.